Cinti, the head coach of the Crusaders of Coughlin, now in his 12th season, has a career mark of 72-60. To fully appreciate what he's done here, you have to consider where the program was when he took over. They had 9 consecutive losing seasons, including 2 entirely winless seasons prior to his taking over. They have been in the postseason playoffs all 11 of his seasons to date. Now in his 12th season, he brings his Crusaders into this game against Berwick with a 3-2 record, riding a 3-game winning streak. The Bulldogs against the Crusaders. We'll check the starting lineups when we return. You're listening to Berwick Football on Classic Rock 103.5.
Welch's Towing and Repair proudly supports the Berwick Bulldogs and wishes them a successful year. Welch's Towing and Repair has a long tradition of helping. You can call Welch's 24/7 at 759-9737 if you are in need of a tow, jump start, tire change, are locked out, or to request them on scene if you're in an accident. Welch's accepts all major insurance and motor clubs, and they offer all types of preventive maintenance and state inspections for cars, trucks, and motorcycles. Welch's Towing and Repair, South Mercer Street in Berwick, and at their South Center Storage Facility, Columbia Boulevard in Berwick.
It won't be long before tax time rolls around, so remember to visit Michael Daddio CPA at ND Accounting and Consulting for your income tax needs. ND Accounting and Consulting handles both business and individual taxes, as well as offering a variety of accounting services, including payroll, auditing, and bookkeeping. For tax and accounting services, look for Michael Daddio CPA at ND Accounting and Consulting with 2 locations, 214 Pine Street in Berwick and 5929 Main Road in Sweet Valley.
103.5, the Classic Rock Channel.
Being in business for over 100 years really means something. It means you've been putting out an excellent product and taking care of your customers so they want to come back. Daylo's Bakery, Berwick, falls into that special group of businesses. Oven fresh pizza, bread and rolls. Order extra pizza for a fast dinner when the party arrives. Open 5 a.m. to 8 p.m. 7 days a week. Visit Daylo's Bakery at 1201 Fries Avenue, Berwick, or call 752-4519.
Anderson Enterprises, located on the corner of 2nd Street and Oak Avenue in Berwick, has been serving Berwick and surrounding communities with heating oil since 1975. Anderson Enterprises provides home heating oil for residential and commercial customers at a low, affordable price. Anderson Enterprises, located on the corner of 2nd and Oak Street in Berwick, call 570-752-3291. And keep warm this winter with Anderson Enterprises, proud to support the Berwick Bulldogs. And don't forget, they have dry ice as well.
When you need the services of a professional law firm, you need the law offices of Lutz & Petty at 916 West Front Street in Berwick. Lutz & Petty is your hometown choice for elder law and asset protection, criminal law, estate planning, real estate, and personal injury. The full-service legal team of Lutz & Petty takes this opportunity to wish the Berwick Bulldogs a successful and injury-free season. Call them at 570-218-4888. The law offices of Lutz & Petty, protecting you. Go Dogs!
The Classic Rock Channel, 103.5.
Safe Light Repair, Safe Light Replace.
Ryan, technician with Safe Light Auto Glass.
So you think all auto glass companies are the same? Well, they're not. With Safe Light, you get more. Every windshield we replace is backed by a national lifetime guarantee, keeping you covered wherever you are. Plus, SafeLight has more glass in stock than anyone, so we can get to you faster.
Just tell your insurance company you want SafeLight, or call us at 1-800-800-2727, or go to safelight.com.
When the music stops, that's football.
This is Berwick football coach Frank Sheptalk. You're listening to Bulldogs football on Classic Rock 103.5.
Berwick, Bloomsburg, and Greater Hazelton, 103.5.
We are into the second half of the 2017 regular season, weekend number 6, kicking off for Berwick here at Wilkes-Barre Memorial as the Bulldogs take on the Crusaders of Coughlin. 47th meeting between these two schools. Berwick has a big edge in the series, 38-8. In fact, they've won 13 straight, but there's been a lot of close games along the way, including a 17-9 decision for Berwick last year. For the last Coughlin win, you have to go back to 2006. The Crusaders beat the Bulldogs 13-7. Here's the starting lineup offensively for Berwick. The tight end, number 11, Joe Norris, 6'3", 185, a senior, 4 catches on the season for 33 yards. The left tackle, number 72, Ben Peck. 6'3", 251, a junior. At the left guard, Tom Monaco. He started at center last week, back to his familiar guard position, 6'3", 284, a senior. The starting center, number 79, Noah Craig, 6 foot, 246, a sophomore. Fellow sophomore Mike Zalutka is the right guard. He wears number 71, 6'1", 264 pounds. And the right tackle, number 70, Chase Struther. He is 6'3", 294 pounds, a senior. At the wide receiver positions for Berwick, 2 players tied for the team lead with 12 catches each. One is Jared Watts, number 13, a 5'10", 167-pound senior, 12 catches for 196 yards and a touchdown. And the other is number 14, Damon Beckhorn, returning to the lineup after a one-game suspension, 6 foot, 181-pound senior, 12 catches, 146 yards, and 2 touchdowns. Returning as the starting quarterback is number 2, Alex Force, 6'2", 162-pound junior, completing 55.7% of his passes on the season for 563 yards and 4 touchdowns. He has yet to throw an interception on the season. The leading rusher for this team is number 8, Evan Klinger. He is 5'10", 175 pounds, a senior, 9th in the Wyoming Valley Conference in rushing with 403 yards and 4 touchdowns. He's averaging 6.4 yards a carry. When the Bulldogs go with a fullback or a blocking back, they have a couple of good candidates. Number 42, Eric Montez, a 6'1", 195-pound sophomore, who eventually in his career at Berwick will be, I think, strictly a tight end. He shows that he has some real ability in that department. Has caught 3 passes for 39 yards and a touchdown. We also could see number 44, Joey Lynn, who's 5'11", 216 pounds, a junior. That is the starting lineup offensively for the Bulldogs under Frank Sheptock in his second season as head coach. They come in with a record of 4-1. For the Crusaders of Coughlin, at the tight end, Ben Joswiak, number 87, 6'3", 205 pounds, a junior. Corey Harrison is the left tackle. He wears number 54. He is 6 foot, 275 pounds, a senior. Richard Carey is the starting left guard, number 56, 5'10", 210, a sophomore. Alex Galitis, number 55, is the starting center, 6'2", 270, a senior. Both these teams have just one starter back in the offensive line from a year ago. For Berwick, it's Tom Monaco. For the Crusaders, it's Alex Galitis. The right guard was a fullback a year ago, Jervon Young. He wears number 65, 5'11", 265 pounds, a junior. The right tackle is Manny Salivar. He is 6'1", 255, a sophomore, wearing number 77. At a wide receiver position, number 11, Salem Diop. He is 6'3", 180 pounds, a sophomore. Just 4 catches on the season, but he's averaging over 33 yards a reception and has a touchdown grab. The quarterback will see Garrett Wardle, a 6 foot, 180 pound sophomore. We'll also see Vincent Todd in that Wildcat spot. Todd, number 2, the sprint champion in District 2, 6 foot, 180 pound senior. Just 8 for 18 in passing, 180 yards, a touchdown, 2 interceptions. This is a team that does not throw the ball much at all. In fact, we'd be surprised to see them go into double figures in the passing attempts department tonight. Leading rusher is Jake Cole. He wears number 32. He's 5'9", 180 pounds, very, very physical senior runner, 579 yards rushing and 6 touchdowns. He's averaging 6.7 yards a carry. We mentioned Vincent Todd's passing. He's also caught 5 passes for 21 yards, but he is most effective as a runner, using that great speed of his. Against Honesdale last week, 11 carries, 187 yards, and 3 touchdowns. On the season, he is 11th in the Wyoming Valley Conference in rushing, 351 yards and 3 touchdowns. He's averaging 6.6 yards a carry. So that is the starting lineup offensively for the Crusaders of Coughlin under Ciro Cinti, a Coughlin graduate of 1983. He's down his 12th season. They come in with a record of 3-2. So it's the Bulldogs against the Crusaders. Keys to tonight's game, Andy Lickney.
Well, Berwick's key has to stop Coughlin, and how do you do that? Well, you got to stop their run. This is a team that traditionally, ever since I've seen them, has been a power running team, even out of the power eye, double tight ends type of power, and they've had a history of great running backs come out of this program. And they have 2 great ones at the same time this year. They have Jake Cole and they have Vincent Todd. Jake Cole is the downhill runner. He's the power man. He's the guy averaging 6.7 yards a carry and basically doing that inside the tackles. As Jim related, leading the conference in so many areas among the leaders. He's up at number 3 in attempts, number 3 in yards with 579, number 3 in yards per carry at 6.7, number 3 in running touchdowns with 6, and 115.8 yards a game. After a bit of a slow start, they kind of got their offense on track in week 3, and part of it is to go back to this power running game that's led by Jake Cole. Now, cover that, and you got to worry about number 2, Vincent Todd. He's the speed. He has that incredible blazing speed, the type of speed that scares you, and they'll try to get him the ball in any of a number of ways. Wildcat, he even has great passing numbers. He likes to take handoffs from a wing position. They'll throw him the ball. They'll bring him in motion. They'll put him in the backfield. He's the type of guy you can't make a mistake. You don't cover your lanes properly, this guy's through, and it's going to be a touchdown when he gets through because he has that type of speed. Now, what does Berwick need to do to stop this tandem? Well, they need to keep their focus. Know where number 32, Jake Cole, is on every play. He's probably going to be right behind the quarterback. And know where number 2 is. He can be anywhere on the field, but locate him and keep an eye and watch the motion and be aware when he gets his touches. Another thing they have to do is tackle better. Frank Sheptock was rather disappointed in the tackling in the last game. I noticed it as well. Too many broken tackles, lunges, arm tackle efforts. And some of that's coming because they didn't quite get the proper pursuit angles to get in front of people to get in position to bring them down. Pursuit angles, every player on the defense has a particular charge depending upon, which direction the play goes. If you're backside, you may be chasing it from behind, or you're going to be the last man angling toward the end zone. Everyone else tends to take an angle depending upon the runner's speed, and you want to overestimate that rather than underestimate it, and you have to also be aware of cutbacks as you're coming. So, for Berwick to stop this rather powerful team, it's more than just getting physical up front. In many years with Coughlin, that would have been enough. But Jake Cole will still challenge you with that. Add Vincent Todd and his speed into this mix, that type of speed like Damon Beckhorn that can be a touchdown on any touch. You're going to have your hands full. Turn it around, Berwick's offense. As you mentioned, Jim, a little bit of a struggle in getting the points. I think it's coming together. I think the fact that they have their starting quarterback there and Alex Force sort of brings things in confidence a little bit better and makes it a little stronger for them. They're going to go against a defense that's going to challenge them. Coughlin plays physically. They always have. They run a basic 4-4, and they pretty much play it as a base. They play their positions well. The front has some size. They have a 265-pound defensive end in Jervon Long. Make that Young. Alex Goditis tips the scales at 270. So they got size in their front four. They have experience at the interior linebacker positions, and that's basically the backfield. Fullback Eric Sovan and Jake Cole. They're both very aggressive, very stout in the middle, so it's tough to run with that type of a front six, the front four and those two behind it. They also like to come with timely blitzes by Ty Descenti. And in the secondary, they can take your passes away. The cornerbacks each have 2 interceptions. Raphael McCoy, and the other one is that speed merchant in Vincent Todd. They like to lock him on to the best receiver and feel that he'll win that battle. Now watch for them doing that with Berwick. So how do you solve that? Well, you just got to, have confidence in your own offense that you can block the bigger aggressive people, open the same holes, and run the Evan Klinger and run the Owen Shoemakers through that. I think you have to have confidence that you can pass on anybody, and Alex Force has had his hot days. He's come out strong. Damon Beckhorn back in the lineup becomes a nice target and an element with his touches. So those are the keys as Berwick comes onto the field, Jim.
Coming out of the school, Myers High School, across the way from us, Bulldogs wear their white jerseys, white pants, white helmets, blue numerals, and trim. And to get back to your keys, maybe Coughlin will prove me wrong, but Berwick has played so well defensively, particularly against the run. It's hard to believe that a one-dimensional team, a team that does not throw the ball very much at all, can beat Berwick.
I agree with you, and I would favor Berwick to win it because of that. This team is not a passing team. Again, traditionally you come up here, you see 5 or 6 passes, and they complete 1 or 2 here, and often by surprise can get a big one. But, you know, they have a lot of variety within the running game. Yeah, we know the straight-ahead stuff where they're going to pound with Jay Cole. But with that change-up of Vincent Todd, sort of a fastball change-up coming at you, and all the things he can do, and he can pass as well, you got to keep yourself very, very aware. So while it seems one-dimensional in that it runs, it's multi-dimensional in that it can run at you in so many ways and perhaps still surprise you in the pass when you think it is run.
Crusaders of Coughlin now coming out of that tunnel across the way. They are red jerseys, blue pants, red helmets, and black numerals and trim. We mentioned Berwick with the big lead in this series. Ciro Cinti was the head coach when Coughlin won their last game against Berwick, 13-7. And their prior win to that, he was a player. You have to go back to 1982. It was an Eastern Conference Class A semifinal here at Wilkes-Barre Memorial. Cinti's senior year when they handled Berwick by a score of 30-6. Coughlin team has made 11 straight postseason appearances. Last year they were just 5-6, but with the expanded playoffs in District 2 Quad A, they got in and gave a good account of themselves, losing in the quarterfinals to Valley View by a score of 20-13. And again, with special teams, you always go back to Ken Marshman and his value to this Berwick football team. 5 for 5 in field goals, 14 for 15 point-after touchdowns, and maybe even more important than those place kicks, his kickoffs. 10 different touchbacks on the season for Ken Marshman.
An amazing statistic for a high school player. Sat down and talked with him. He's going to visit Temple University tomorrow. He'll be on the sidelines for the football game, hoping to get a good look. Still undecided whether he wants football or he wants soccer. Sadly, they're in the same season. He'll be a great recruit either way and a great addition to any program. Some schools courting him one way, some courting him another.
And, you know, the other thing about that, Andy, is it's a kicker. It's more quantifiable. Like you and I can argue over, could this linebacker play at Temple?
Right.
Or couldn't this? But if he kicks a 40-yard field goal, it's a 40-yard field goal at Wilkes-Barre Memorial. It's a 40-yard field goal in Philadelphia.
Yes, it is, and the touchbacks as well. So very impressive young man. It was nice to sit down and talk with him. A little chatter around, Jim, would the teams honor the anthem? Would everybody stand? Well, I don't know if anyone stood. Both teams in the locker room as they played the anthem a little bit early. So if people are wondering politically what's creeping on down into the high school levels as they watch their, role models, some on television, no opportunity for conflict here unless you want to view the Crusaders mascot as one that's politically incorrect. We know that Susquehanna ended up changing themselves. They were looking at things like flying squirrels and not the river rats, but the river hawks rather than Crusaders.
Well, I think Coughlin's going to stay with it, although, having said that...
2-3 years, there may not be a Coughlin.
Yep, a couple of years down the line, there is serious talk about Coughlin combining with Myers and building a new school. They're going to have to build a new school because this one is ready to tear down across the way. But I don't know whether this stadium will last or not. If it doesn't, it's too bad in a way because there's been some many memorable moments over the years at this stadium, many of them involving Berwick teams in the postseason playoffs. And to go back to last week, I had to feel for Ryan Lawbaugh, to not have a lot of reps during the week because you're not expected to play quarterback, and then to get thrust into that role in the second half, and your mind's on that, and yet you're a starting corner, and you've got a lot of responsibilities against a Selinsgrove team. He's going to be a really, really good player. I think those experiences like last week will just help in the long run.
And add in that you're 15 years old. Physically you can be that athletic build, and he's a staunch type of kid, and he, did his best and, rose to the occasion as best he could. And he is a star of the future, and yeah, it's quite a challenge to go into a Selinsgrove game, try to make things happen, especially when the first play that you're given is sort of a long touchdown call after a turnover that ends up with a turnover. So
the officiating crew for tonight's game: Jim Miller is the referee, Stan Zaneski is the umpire, Dave Elliott the linesman, Jim Gordon is the line judge, the field judge is Mike Monahan, and Bob Jones is the side judge. Berwick will get the ball first. Talked about Ken Marshman and his kickoffs. Berwick's special teams are special. Return game is terrific as well. And there's Tegan Wilk and Evan Klinger and Alex Parks deep. And there's really no good place for a long kick to go. Those three can really get it done. Coughlin will kick off. Berwick will move from our left to our right to start this one. Jeff Mondelik, a senior, will kick off for the Crusaders. So the 47th meeting between these two schools about to get underway here on just a perfect night for high school football in Wilkes-Barre.
Wonderful weather. Kicking from the middle of the field. Rather traditional approach we don't see much of anymore.
Mondelik's kick is a pooch. Very, very high, very, very short. Montez grabs it and is clobbered at the 38-yard line. So whether it was intended or not, it's a short kick rather than go deep to those dangerous returners. And Berwick will take over in good field position against a Coughlin defense that lines up at a 4-4 with Javon Young, Rashid Canada, Alex Golitis, and Silas Armstrong, the front four. Inside linebackers Jake Cole and Eric Soban, Ty DeCinti and Matt Salafi outside. The corners, Vincent Todd and Raphael McCoy. Pat Strauss is the safety. Berwick 1st and 10 at their own 39-yard line. Alex Force is the quarterback. Slot to the right side. Joe Norse moves out from his tight end position to be the slot back. As Force gives the ball to Evan Klinger, hit behind the line, gets maybe a yard to the 40-yard line. Jake Cole, we've talked so much about him as a running back, but he is a terrific linebacker as well. Good tackle there, 1 yard for Evan Klinger, 2nd and 9 Bulldogs.
Big-time football player between the tackles, whether he's running between or tackling inside the tackles. Got some penetration, grabbed the ankle.
Now Berwick with a slot to the left and a slot to the right, and Beckhorn comes in motion. The handoff is to Klinger. Evan Klinger straight ahead is hit by a host of tacklers as he gets to the 44-yard line. They pick up about 4 in the play, so it's a 3rd down and 5 coming for the Bulldogs.
Passing situation, ball dead center of the field as we're approaching midfield. Frank Sheptock signaling on in the plays. Secondary looking to the skill people looking to see where they should line.
Eric Montez is a tight end to the right side. Out of the pistol, the call goes to Klinger off the left side. Evan Klinger will not get the first down. Stopped short over the 45 to the 47-yard line. They'll bring up 4th and about 2, and the punt team will come on for the Bulldogs.
It will. I think Frank Sheptock trying to send a message, guys, we can play as physical as this team that's known for its physicality. Coming up short of the chains here in the first drive.
Vincent Todd, one of the people deep for Coughlin, as Sarkuski's kick is a line drive kick. Good coverage by Berwick and a great roll on this artificial turf. And it will go dead about the 14-yard line. So a nice kick by Alex Sarkuski. And Coughlin will get the football for the first time, going against a Berwick defense that will line up with Joe Norse, J.J. Snyder, Ben Peck, Jimmy LeGrand across the front. Linebackers Joe Lynn and Noah Craig. In the secondary, Ryan Lawbaugh, David Beckhorn, Tegan Wilk, who leads the Wyoming Valley Conference interceptions with 4, Evan Klinger, and Alex Parks.
Expect to see a lot of ball carrying by Jake Cole, pounding the middle. And then Vincent Todd trying to use his speed. Those are the two Berwick must try to contain.
Todd is wide to the left side. Alex Parks on him. Garrett Wardle is the quarterback under center. He gives the ball to Jake Cole. Cole tries the middle and goes nowhere. The Berwick defense against the run, number 1 in the Wyoming Valley Conference. They are just tough to run against.
Ben Peck got penetration, located the ball carrier, slid inside, and actually caught Jake Cole before he can get to the scrum of players. Wonderful play by the defensive tackle. Lost a yard.
Second down and 11. Coughlin at their own 13-yard line. They'll split Todd wide to the left. And Wardle will operate out of the gun. Man in motion. The quarterback's going to keep it himself. Garrett Wardle straight ahead, gets to the 16, maybe the 17-yard line.
Yeah, Evan Klinger, I just saw the quickness out of the secondary coming up, filling the lane, and making the play at the line of scrimmage, as only Evan Klinger would. Wanted to confirm it with my eyes and see the number 8. And yes, sir, that was Evan Klinger.
He is the leading tackler on this team, as he was a year ago. Give the quarterback, Garrett Wardle, a yard of the play, so it's 3rd and 10. Coughlin from their own 14-yard line.
Vincent Todd, the leading receiver, but just with 5 catches.
4 receivers to this side. Wardle back to throw. Fires. The ball's knocked down, incomplete. Damon Beckhorn makes the play, gets that left hand in, and knocks it away at the 16-yard line.
Yep. Man-on-man type of coverage. They know how dangerous Vincent Todd can be. Quick little out, even if he caught it and the tackle was made there because Beckhorn was all over him, he would have been about 5 yards short of the chains. Instead, Beckhorn able to knock it away.
Cole Horan back to punt. He'll be right at the Coughlin goal line as Evan Klinger and Tegan Wilk back deep for Berwick. Snap is a little bit high, and Horan gets the kick away. Nice kick. Tegan Wilk on the far side. Looked like he called a fair catch.
Yes, should be a flag.
And there is no flag. He is tackled right at the Coughlin 47-yard line.
Stunning because the official was standing right by him. And, of course, there's one at the same depth here on this side who saw what we saw. Should have been flagged as an illegal fair catch. Should have been a point where he would catch it in half to freeze. But he moved with it. No flag comes out.
Berwick's second possession. They take over in good position at the 47-yard line of Coughlin. We have 8:31 to go in a scoreless first quarter. The Bulldogs have Joey Lynn in there for blocking purposes. Evan Klinger remains as the running back. Eric Montez, tight end on the right. Joe Norris, tight end on the left. And under center now is Alex Force for the first down call. Klinger gets the call off the left side, has some running room, running hard inside the 40 to about the 39-yard line before he's pushed back. They never do get him on the ground.
Got to blow those whistles a little bit louder, though. It shouldn't be going that long. Simple isolation play, running to the left, but running it wide, not inside. Joey Lynn, the fullback, kicked out the defensive end who had contained, and Evan Klinger found it smooth sailing for 9.
Second down call from the 39-yard line. The give is to Klinger again. He's got the first down and then some. Inside the 35, down to the 33-yard line. Heavy dose of Evan Klinger running the football early. 6 yards on that carry. 1st and 10, Bulldogs.
And gives the interior of the line credit. That left side, Noah Craig, Tom Monaco, Ben Peck. Little Xing action, little slash from left to right inside, but staying on that same side of the field.
Forced out of the gun. Owen Shoemaker is to his right. Klinger to his left. Call goes to Klinger, and then he pitches it on the reverse to Damon Beckhorn, and Beckhorn running hard is to the 25-yard line. Coughlin actually read that pretty well with some nice moves. The hard running by Damon Beckhorn.
It was. They did see it. He was able to cut inside one, break away from the next, and gets tripped up and finally stopped, but not until he gains 9.
Second down and 1. Berwick at the Coughlin 24-yard line. In motion is Norse to the left side. Out of the shotgun. A quick out to the far side of Tegan Wilk. He has the first down and then some. Wilk inside the 20-yard line. The flag down well after the play.
So many weapons. Evan Klinger pounding at you. Come with the speed of Damon Beckhorn. A quick little toss out there to Tegan Wilk for 9 yards. Hey, who do you cover? I did not see the penalties. We'll have to wait for Jim Miller to show us this. Face
mask against Coughlin. And it's just a 5-yard variety, so a 5-yard pickup on the pass to Wilk, and then the penalty to the 14-yard line of Coughlin, where Berwick has a first down.
First pass of the game on target. Wasn't sure if Frank Sheptock was going to bother throwing with this drive. He's been that successful on the ground.
Double slot formation out of the gun. Forced back to throw. Fires over the middle, incomplete. Intended for Tegan Wilk over the middle. Ball sailed over his head. It'll be 2nd and 10 Bulldogs at the Crusader 14.
It did. Shotgun snap coming right on back to him. Noah Craig in there snapping. Struggled through the year. It's a challenge to do that. Always giving it his best effort. And every snap so far in this drive has been right on target.
Slot to the right side. Wide receiver left. That's Jake Seeley out to the left. Force on 2nd down. Turns. Looks to the sideline. Change of play. He's out of the pistol. Klinger's behind him and to his right. And Klinger gets the call off the right side. He's tackled quickly. A short gain on the play.
Yes, he is coming in strong for the tackle. Jervon Young, you mentioned his size. Jim outgrew the fullback position as he's gotten up to 265. Played that one very aggressively, just a yard.
2nd down and 9, Berwick, the Coughlin 13. Justin Robbins in the game. It's one of 3 receivers to the right. Force is looking to the right, and he fires over the middle, incomplete. Berwick fans looking for a flag, as are the players. There is none forthcoming, and it's going to be a 3rd down.
Should be 4th, Jimmy. First incomplete, and then the run. Yeah, Patrick Strauss, the safety, had him covering over the middle. Fans want the call, but the flag doesn't come out. I don't know. You know, there's a little leeway in going for the ball. They'll call it incomplete.
The hold by Evan Klinger will be at the 19-yard line. So this is a 29-yard field goal attempt for Ken Marshman, who has not missed one this season. Snap is there, placement, kick is up, and the kick is good. Time out on the field. 6:13 remaining in the first quarter of play. With the score, Berwick 3 and Coughlin nothing. You're listening to Bulldogs football and Classic Rock 103.5.
Hogs Hollow Saloon is the place to get the area's most popular barbecue. All house smoked daily. Smoked pulled pork, ribs, beef brisket, jumbo wings, chicken, and more. Hogs Hollow Saloon is bringing entertainment back to the area 3 nights a week. National tribute bands, local bands, and Wednesday night open mics. Inside dining, outdoor dining on the deck, entertainment inside and out. Be sure to grab the area's original Orange Crush. Hogs Hollow Saloon, Route 93 between Berwick and Orangeville. Check them out on Facebook.
When the music stops, that's football.
This is Berwick football coach Frank Sheptock. You're listening to Bulldogs football on Classic Rock 103.5.
Berwick, Bloomsburg, and Greater Hazelton 103.5.
On their second possession of this game, Berwick puts together a 9-play scoring drive, capped on a 29-yard field goal by senior Ken Marshman. Now perfect on the season, 6 for 6 in 3-pointers. 6:13 remaining in the opening quarter. Berwick with a 3-0 lead. There was a Marshman will kick it off and try to keep it away from Vincent Todd. See if he can get another one of his touchbacks. He's got 10 on the season. Kick very, very high. Will drive a man back to the goal line. On the far side, the return out to the 26-yard line.
Tegan Wilk getting down, going low, and tripping him up. Even though we don't get the touchback on that one, Berwick will settle for pretty good field position with the coverage.
Yeah, and even when Marshman's kicks have not reached the end zone, they have been high and deep. As Coughlin's second possession, first one they started at their own 14-yard line. Now it's at their 22-yard line. So Berwick with the best of field position in this opening quarter, which has 6:06 to go.
They had a huddle in there, then sent 2 people out and 2 people back in right after the kickoff. So changing personnel rather late.
Vincent Todd wide to the left side. Swardle back to throw. He's hit and sacked from behind.
Damon Beckhorn, safety blitz, saw that he could just run on in. Untouched from the right side. Took a great pass, great quickness. Blind side of the quarterback who's looking to his right. And Berwick has a beautiful sack. That would be their 9th of the season.
Loss of 8 on the play, back to the 14-yard line. Second down and 18 for the Crusaders. Wardle went to the sideline to get the play.
Not a team that wants to pass. And the 2nd and 18 pretty much demands somewhere you're going to have to pass the ball.
Garrett Wardle under center. I formation behind him. Jake Cole is the tailback in the I. Eric Sovan is the fullback. Wardle on a roll right, fires incomplete. Tegan Wilk on the coverage of Vincent Todd, the intended receiver. So now third down and 18. Crusaders from their 14.
Threw it behind the receiver, and it might be good that he did because I think Tegan Wilk was in a better position to break on the football and take it away. You know, you're kind of anticipating in a 2nd and long and a 3rd and long here. They really do want to go to Vincent Todd. He's their game breaker. They focus on that, man, with a little extra attention as Tegan Wilk did. Try to lock on again.
Again, Todd wide to the left. Berwick's perhaps best cover man, and Alex Parks on him. And Wardle back to throw, and he's looking long down the far side, and the ball is caught out at midfield. Caught a terrific play. The Berwick defender did not get turned around, and the long pass to Vincent Todd, the completion on the play of 36 yards to midfield.
He ended up beating Ryan Lawbaugh, but Lawbaugh was there covering him. They both turned, both kind of stopped, and they both jumped for the ball. Vincent Todd's a 6-footer with tremendous athleticism. He ends up going a little bit higher and twisting away from Lawbaugh to make that 37-yard reception.
Yeah, they have him on the opposite side. I misidentified him as being locked in with Alex Parks, but he's on the other side. Now he comes in motion to left, takes a toss, sweep to the left side, trying to get outside, and a terrific tackle back at the 46-yard line by Damon Beckhorn.
It was, and it's an important tackle. Frank Sheptock was disappointed in the team's tackling last week. Damon Beckhorn not part of that game. Here he has a sack in this series, and now a 4-yard tackle for loss on a very dangerous runner in Vincent Todd.
Second down and 13. 3-yard loss for Vincent Todd, who averages 6.6 yards a carry. Salem Diop is wide to the right. Todd is out there as well. I formation. Wardle under center. Gives the ball to Cole. Cole off the right side. Breaks into the secondary. Gets over midfield to the Berwick 46-yard line. Good run by Jake Cole. Third leading rusher in the Wyoming Valley Conference coming into this game. He'll pick up 6. It'll be third down and 7.
Yeah, able to make that yardage, some of it up from the tackle for loss and a little more. It's the way they want to run this system. They'd like to pound him more, but he needs to be effective and then go to their other options like Vincent Todd. That type of run is what they want to see out of Jake Cole.
Clock running. 3.5 minutes to go in this opening quarter. Berwick leads 3-0. Coughlin third and 7 from their 47. Todd in motion left to right. They dump the pass out to him. He looks for room, and he has some, and he gets down very close to the first down yardage to the 40-yard line before Tom Monaco can make the stop for the Bulldogs.
Brought him in motion, turned, and threw the now pattern. Means I get it, and I'm throwing it now. Even with the quarterback, sideways pass, and he's going to turn it upfield. He has that electrifying speed. He showed it there. Coming up just short, and we'll see a play from scrimmage on 4th and short.
Ball just short of the Berwick 40-yard line. 4th and inches for the Crusaders. They'll line up in the I formation with Eric Sovan, the fullback, ahead of Jake Cole. Cole, you would think, would be the short yardage guy, and Coughlin moves.
They wanted a quarterback sneak, Jim, and Cole was going to push the quarterback. But Cole broke out of his stance. The receiver broke from the stance. The lineman broke. And now after the 5-yard penalty, likely that we'll see the punting unit in. Berwick reciprocating with their punt return unit coming in.
Cole Horan does the punting for this team. Nino Cinti, the nephew of head coach Ciro Cinti, sophomore, does the long snapping.
punter the last one out there, Jim. Unaware they're punting.
He is back at the Coughlin 40-yard line, is Haran. Berwick coming after it. High snap again. Gets the kick away. Nice kick to the far side. Fair catch, Tegan Wilk. And he will make it this time at the 13-yard line. So that's where the Bulldogs will put it in play for their third possession of this opening quarter. They scored on their second, a 29-yard field goal by Ken Marshman. They lead at 3-0, 2:09 remaining in the opening quarter.
Tegan Wilkes struggling. I don't know if the light's tough here, but he waved vigorously for the fair catch that time. Unmistakable he was making the call. And he went low, caught it around his knees, and let it get to the ground. Rolled right back to him. But not a confident catch that time. We normally see him very graceful and confident in catching any football.
Tegan Wilk is a wide receiver to the left side. Alex Force out of the gun. The ball's at the Berwick 12-yard line. Force awaits the shotgun snap. Little option look. He pitches the ball to Klinger, trying to get outside left. Not much there. He gets what he can. It's just 2 yards to the 14-yard line. Coughlin played that very, very well.
And they did. Good perimeter defense. Berwick's stronger when Evan Klinger runs in between the tackles, but you do want to give different looks. Alex Klinger came down the line, but a fellow who had a mild concussion last week, and he was worried would he get through the protocols and be able to play. You're not going to have him as an actual threat on the run with option.
2nd and 8, straight I formation. Joey Lynn is the fullback, and the call goes to Klinger off the left side. Again, Coughlin defends it pretty well. Just a yard or two for Evan Klinger.
They're physical. Alex Galitis on the inside, a 270-pounder. Among those in on the tackle. Set Berwick up in the third, and long 5. Not enough where a penalty would get it. They need to convert here, probably a passing down.
Damon Beckhorn in the lineup. He's in a slot to the right side. Alex Force out of the gun. Slot to the left as well. 3rd and 6, Berwick. Beckhorn comes in motion. Option left. The pitch coming the other way is Tegan Wilk. Wilk over the 20 to the 25 to the 30-yard line. Boy, a beautifully set up play. Beckhorn in motion, so you look for him to get the ball. Then here comes Wilk from the other side. The pitch goes to him instead, and it works beautifully on that 3rd down play. They mark it at the 38, a pickup of 22 yards.
Beckhorn in motion takes Vincent Todd with him. Todd will usually cover what they feel is the most dangerous receiver, so he moves away from the play, away from the reversing action.
Beckhorn in motion again. This time, the straight-ahead run by Evan Klinger. He's brought down after a short gain, gets to the 41, pickup of 3, 2nd down and 7, Berwick.
And Berwick would like to establish that inside running game. Coughlin would like to keep them contained. Nice little chess game going both ways as teams are driving and teams are defending, and people are looking to see what they're doing, what each side is doing to counter.
Slot to the left side. Back to throw is Force. Fires to Beckhorn. Beckhorn brings it to the 42-yard line. Pick up just a yard on the play. It'll bring up 3rd down when the second quarter begins. 1 in the books here at Wilkes-Barre Memorial. Berwick 3, Coughlin nothing. You're listening to Bulldogs football on Classic Rock 103.5.
Choose with confidence. The Medicine Shop.
At the Medicine Shop Pharmacy, located at the corner of 9th and Pine Streets in Berwick, caring goes beyond the prescriptions. Discover the one-on-one customer service and dedication that makes caring part of the culture at the Medicine Shop in Berwick. Stock up on everything you need to keep you and your family healthy all year long. The Medicine Shop Pharmacy, located on the corner of 9th and Pine Streets in Berwick, where caring goes beyond the prescriptions.
Berwick Bulldog football.
In the second quarter, Bloomsburg leads Hughesville 7-0. In the first quarter, Central Columbia leads Warrior Run 14-0, and Southern Columbia leads Milton 21-7. I'm Ben Willis for Classic Rock 103.5.
Berwick, Bloomsburg, and Greater Hazelton 103.5.
Jim Nolan and Andy Lickney from Wilkes-Barre Memorial Stadium. 1 quarter in the books, and Berwick leading Coughlin by a score of 3-0. Bulldogs putting together a 9-play drive on their second possession. Ken Marshman remains perfect on the season with field goals. This one from 29 yards out. 3-0 Bulldogs. As we start this second quarter, Berwick will be moving from our right to our left, and they face a 3rd down and 6 They have it at their own 42-yard line.
This stoppage for the quarter gives you time to strategize. Berwick can get to something a little deeper in the playbook. They're in a very tight formation for 3rd and long.
Force out of the pistol. And movement on that right side. Berwick will make this a tougher situation. Bulldogs have had an issue with penalties. 46 coming into this one, over 9 a game. And this one hurts because now it's a 3rd and 11. Gives it a different feel back at the 37.
As Coughlin hurt themselves on their last drive, where a quarterback sneak probably would have got them the first down. They jumped off sides.
Trips to the right side. 3rd and long. Forced back to throw. Fires, has Beckhorn. Beckhorn is hit hard right at the 40-yard line. They pick up just 3 on the play. And 4th down situation, punting situation for the Bulldogs.
It will be. And, of course, Berwick always conscious of the snaps. Alex Force, back from the mild concussion that took him out of the second half last week, will be there doing the long snaps here. And again, reiterating, Noah Craig is doing all the snapping and the plays from scrimmage. He's been on target with every one of them. Also does the line calls, an outstanding job of blocking on the inside.
Saeed Hollis, a freshman, is back with Vincent Todd. Low snap. Jarkowski gets the kick away. Line drive kick. Berwick has it covered, and they'll down it about the Coughlin 32-yard line. So that's where the Crusaders will put it in play. Their first possession of this second quarter. 11:09 to go. Berwick leading it 3-0.
Berwick's defense has been pretty much shutout type of defense, except for the one long pass to Vincent Todd. A 37-yarder high in the air where he was able to out-jump the sophomore cornerback.
1st and 10 Crusaders. They mark the ball at the 31-yard line. As Garrett Wardle, the sophomore quarterback, last one into the huddle. He has his instructions from the sideline. He has Sylvan as a blocker to the right, and just to his right as he operates from shotgun is Jake Cole. And Cole has the handoff, and Cole straight ahead running hard, gets to the 35-yard line, picks up 4 in the first down carry.
Yeah, you can't give a tackler because everyone has to be in on the tackle. It takes 3, 4, 5 men to stop his momentum. He's such a tough runner. The motion distracts coming from left to right. He crosses from right to left from his position in the backfield. And it's a tough 5 yards that he earns. Very tough runner.
Second down call coming. Coughlin at their own 35-yard line. Diop and Todd, receivers to the right. I formation behind Wardle. Again, the call to Jake Cole off the left side. Cole running hard will get over the 35, out to about the 37, maybe the 38-yard line, bringing up 3rd down.
Watching Coughlin line up, the big lineman, Jim. They average 250 pounds a man in there. Bigger on the right side, but they chose to run left. A little close to the neutral zone, though, with their hands. I was afraid they might be flagged for being offsides, but they weren't.
3rd down and 4. The ball at the Crusader 37-yard line. Diop and Todd out to the right side. Wordle under center. I formation behind him. Cole at the tail of the tandem. He gets the call. Up the gut. Gets what he can, but it's not enough for the first down. Good defense by the Bulldogs. Joey Lynn among the people in on the play, coming from his linebacker position.
The book says punt, and it looks like Zero Cinti is going to punt. A boy with a weapon like Jake Cole who can shred a defense. It's hard on 4th and a short 2 to send that punter out there.
Damon Beckhorn and Evan Klinger deep for the Bulldogs. Cole Horan awaiting the snap. Has it, and from the 24-yard line gets the kick away. Line drive kick to the far side. A high hop for Klinger, who backs up to the 30-yard line. Klinger to the 40, to the 45, out to the 48-yard line. Nice return by Evan Klinger. And Berwick will take over in good field position with 8:58 to go in the first half, and the Bulldogs leading 3-0.
He made about 3 people miss. Eventually, Jared Klein, who had the tackle on the opening kickoff, was able to bring him down. Nice return.
18 yards on the punt return by Evan Klinger. Berwick, 1st and 10 at their own 48-yard line. Trying to add to this 3-0 lead. Jared Watts will be in there as a wide receiver for the Bulldogs.
Berwick started the game with a bit of a dominating running game. 2 of 4 passing for Alex Forrest for 11 yards.
He operates out of the pistol. Evan Klinger behind him. Fake to Klinger. Forced back to throw. Fires off his back foot. Incomplete. Intended for Jared Watts. Good coverage downfield by Vincent Todd. And
big pressure.
Alex Forrest stood in there against a big pass rush. Jervon Young, all 265 pounds of him, lower the boom on Alex Forrest. 2nd and 10, Berwick from their 48.
And he bounces back up, looks to the sideline for the play call, and jumps right back in there.
Tegan Wilk is in as a wide receiver. He's to the right side. There's a slot to the left. Damon Beckhorn's in the slot. 2nd down and 10. After a shift, Klinger's to the right of Force. In motion comes Beckhorn. Beckhorn takes the handoff. Is hit. Fumbles the football. Coughlin says they're on it, and they may be.
I believe they are.
They have come up with the football as Beckhorn was stripped to the ball, and the Crusaders will take over in Berwick territory at the 49.
Jervon Young came up with the ball. Man hit him in the backfield about a yard deep. Popped the ball free. Beckhorn was down prone with the man kind of hopping over him, and I thought that was the man who got the recovery. But Jervon Young, I think, has been playing on this side of the football rather than the far side. But in any case, crushing hit, ball is loose, and Coughlin takes advantage.
8:45 remaining in this opening half. Berwick with a 3-0 lead. And Coughlin with the football. Slot to the right. Slot to the left. And the pitch goes to the snap goes to Todd, Vincent Todd, and he is run out of bounds for a loss in the play by Damon Beckhorn. So they went to the Wildcat. Vincent Todd took the snap, but Beckhorn was playing well defensively tonight. All over that play. They'll lose 4 back to the 47.
And for a man who just fumbled and could be a little out of his mind with rage, he had him on the sideline by the jersey, twisted him out of bounds, and could have twisted him again and sent him flying once more, which looked like it was going to happen. But he actually held the man up rather than take that 15-yard penalty. Smart play by Beckhorn.
Again, Vincent Todd out of the Wildcat. Jake Cole to his left. 2nd and long. Coughlin. They're going to option left. Todd will keep it, and he will go nowhere. Ben Peck among the people in on the play for the Bulldogs. So Vincent Todd took the direct snap out of the Wildcat. Little option look to the left. I believe it was his intention to keep it all along. And they will mark it at the 48, so give them a yard on the play. And it's going to be 3rd and 13 for the Crusaders.
Vincent Todd, 3 carries for -6 yards. So Berwick keeping him in. The defensive end for the corner coming up who had contained played it wonderfully. He saw the pitch man there, and he kind of enveloped where the quarterback was not going to be able to pitch it, and then came down hard.
3 receivers to the left. Todd out of the gun, has the snap, back to throw, looking, steps up into it, launches it downfield into traffic, and the ball is picked off at the 10-yard line. Return to the 15 by Damon Beckhorn, looking for some blocking, gets some blocking, 30, 35, and forced out of bounds at around the 40-yard line. So Damon Beckhorn with the interception, got a big block from Jimmy LeGrand on the return, and Berwick gets it back, and how prophetic is it that the man who fumbled the football and gave Coughlin good field position gets the ball back for the Bulldogs. David Beckhorn with the pick.
I think Vincent Todd, the Wildcat quarterback, felt, well, if they intercept it way down there, it's as good as a punt. He heaved it into double coverage. Berwick has better position. His receiver never really located the ball. And as you mentioned, nice poetic justice that Damon Beckhorn, who had the turnover, comes up with the turnover defensively.
First interception of the season for Beckhorn. Berwick has it at their own 41-yard line with 7:32 to go in this first half, and the Bulldogs leading by a score of 3-0. Tegan Wilk is wide to the right side. Vincent Todd on him. Robbins comes in motion, but the call goes to Evan Klinger, and Klinger off the right side picks up about 4 to the 45-yard line.
4 is a win for the offense, bursting on through, establishing that running game. They wouldn't mind 4 yards on every play.
Second down coming for the Bulldogs. Wilk now lines up far to the left. There's a slot to the right. Joey Lynn is in there as a blocking back as Force awaits the shotgun snap. And he gives straight ahead. And there's some room for Evan Klinger, and he gets out to the 48, maybe the 49-yard line.
Followed his fullback. Kind of chucked his feet at a point where things stalled up. Saw a seam to the right. As the seam did develop a little bit late, and he'll take another 4.
Third down and 3. Berwick at their own 48-yard line. Noah Craig, the center, over the football. Force under center, and flags and whistles.
Both teams have hurt themselves with penalties throughout the season. This is going to be movement. If it's against Berwick, it's one of those tough ones where you're shooting yourself in the foot. I didn't see the movement. It must have been on the far side.
Well, they're calling it not movement, but offside.
Perhaps
someone
lining up.
Yeah, they had to. And that really does change the complexion of the play from a 3rd and 3 to a 3rd and 8.
And it was a short 3. And whether it's a short 8, that doesn't matter at all. You're still into a passing situation.
Double slot formation. Alex Force out of the gun with Klinger to his left. Here's a 3rd and 8. Force back to throw. Setting up a screen. Gets to Klinger, and it is read beautifully. They'll lose yardage back on the 37-yard line.
Catch that number because it was very, very well played. 50 itself was the number, so that's going to be Rashid Canada, 215 pounds. Looks a little bit bigger than that program weight. Made a nice play in the backfield.
Saeed Hollis, Vincent Todd awaiting the punt from Sharkuski, but again, that penalty coming up big on that series. High snap. Sharkuski goes back, gets it, gets a low line drive kick away. Berwick with good coverage. And it takes a great roll where the Bulldogs are concerned. We'll go all the way down to the 17-yard line. So that's where Coughlin will put it in play. With 5:27 remaining in this first half, and Berwick continuing to lead this one by a score of 3-0.
Wonderful roll on the punt. It was an end-over-end from the get-go. Coughlin realized, hey, there's no way we can field this unless we field it dangerously on the bounce. As a well-coached team would do, they scattered from the area, ran away from the football, and then the roll and more roll and then slower roll, and it stretched all the way down.
Well, Todd was at the controls in the last possession, and it appears that they'll start this possession the same way. Crusaders from their 16-yard line, moving from our left to our right. Vincent Todd out of the gun with Jake Cole to his right. Todd has the snap, flagged out on the play as Todd is brought down very, very quickly.
Montez played it well, forced him inside, and he ran into 2 tacklers there. Coughlin moved. When Todd called for the snap, he shook his hands. And as he shook those hands kind of flagrantly, I thought his running back also moved. Now, it could be the quarterback himself with that hand motion being flagged. But it caused sort of one of those reflex movements out of his runner.
1st and 15 for the Crusaders at their 11-yard line.
These penalties are killers. This is a team that wants to run, and the penalties really do hurt you with that.
And a timeout called by the Crusaders. 5:10 remaining in the opening half. Berwick leads this one 3-0. You're listening to Bulldogs football on Classic Rock 103.5.
Quality care for your dental health at Berwick Dental Arts, 105 West 9th Street in Berwick. State-of-the-art equipment comes together with a tradition of 45 years of personalized care. From the youngest to the oldest patient, let Berwick Dental Arts doctors and staff take care of every aspect of your dental needs. They'll process all types of insurances. Make your appointment today. Call Berwick Dental Arts friendly staff at 752-4542. Berwick Dental Arts, making smiles beautiful.
When the music stops, that's football.
This is Berwick football coach Frank Sheptalk. You're listening to Bulldogs football on Classic Rock 103.5.
Berwick, Bloomsburg, and Greater Hazelton, 103.5.
5 minutes, 10 seconds remaining in the first half here at Wilkes-Barre Memorial. Then a defensive struggle with Berwick leading Coughlin 3-0. Crusaders will have the football at their own 11-yard line following their timeout, where they'll face a 1st and 15.
I think the penalty where it became 1st and 15, the play call that they had sent in wasn't quite fitting. Frustrated in trying to change it, they're kind of forced into using the first of the 3 timeouts. Still not quite settled on the personnel.
Berwick right now with 6 defensive backs in the game, just 3 down linemen from the 11-yard line.
If they're expecting to see Wildcat, it might be easier to chase the Wildcat guy, but no, return to the quarterback, Jim.
Garrett Wardle under center.
Unbalanced.
Gives the ball to Cole. Cole tries the right side, and not much doing. A yard, maybe 2 on the play. J.J. Snyder among the people in on the play for the Bulldogs. 2nd and long, Coughlin.
Snapper looked to have only one man to his left and everyone else to the right. Berwick made the proper adjustments. No automatic lane because of improper look at that. Nice adjustments by Berwick on the fly.
2nd and 13. Coughlin with the football at their own 13-yard line.
Very tight splits.
Wardle under center. He's got 2 blocking backs to the right. In play action, he's back to throw, and he's looking long down the far side of Todd, and the ball is picked off by Tegan Wilk. Wilk trying to get away from Todd, cannot, but he's got the interception. And Berwick has the football, and Tegan Wilk, his 5th interception of the season, leading the Wyoming Valley Conference, and Berwick with a great opportunity to cash in and add to a 3-0 lead, 4:15 remaining in the half.
Throughout the season, you get the notion they feel they can put it up there as a jump ball with Vincent Todd, and he'll win it. He came down with a 37-yard pass on a less experienced corner. Do it with Tegan Wilk on him, and it may not come out the same way. Tegan Wilk comes down with the football, and Berwick has excellent field position for this drive.
Todd did a good job just to keep Wilk from a long run back. We've seen him capable of those. And Tegan Wilk is now wide to the left side. Jared Watts wide to the right. Berwick at the Coughlin 28-yard line with a 1st and 10. Bulldogs trying to add to their 3-0 lead here in the second. Force out of the gun, has the snap. Fires out of the backfield, has his man. A completion to the 25 and down to the 23-yard line is Justin Robbins with the grab. They'll pick up about 5 in the first down play. 2nd and 5, Bulldogs.
Robbins with his 2nd catch of the season, a little bit of a surprise. Tegan Wilk seems to be drawing the attention of that strong corner, Vincent Todd.
2nd down call. Force out of the gun. Fires out of the backfield. Has his man. Breaking away on the far side, inside the 20, down to the 15, down to the 14-yard line. Jared Watts with the catch and a Berwick first down.
Jared Watts is strong. Leading receiver on the team in yardage, 12 catches, 196. Add that one that moves the chains to his total.
9 yards on the reception. 1st and 10, Berwick from the 14-yard line. The call goes to Evan Klinger off the right, looking for room. Klinger has stood up as he gets to about the 11-yard line. And again, he doesn't go down easily. He stays up, and they keep pushing, waiting for the whistle. Coughlin so far has done a very good job defensively against the Berwick's ground game, particularly Evan Klinger.
Yeah, early in the very first drive, Berwick had scripted. Things were moving and everyone was using, and they were a little bit back on their heels. I think they've caught on to the timing of the plays with Evan Klinger a little bit better now.
2nd and 7, Bulldogs from the Crusader 11. Wilk in a slot to the left side. Force has the snap, pitches the ball to Beckhorn. He's hit behind the line, trying to break away. He cannot. Nope. And he'll lose yardage back to the 13-yard line. Coughlin read that beautifully.
Able to dance around a few people, but eventually the big lineman, Alex Galitis, comes up and bear hugs him down to the ground.
Loss of a yard, 3rd down and 8, Berwick at the Coughlin 12-yard line. Justin Robbins, Jared Watts check in as wide receivers. They, along with Damon Beckhorn, trips to the right. Tegan Wilk wide left. 3rd and 7 call. Force out of the gun, has the snap, back to throw. Looking long for Evan Klinger, and a one-handed interception in the end zone by Coughlin.
Yes, and it's number 32, the linebacker, Jim.
Jake Cole with a terrific play, goes up with one hand and brings it down, and Berwick's threat ends on the interception in the end zone by Jake Cole, the first interception suffered this season by Alex Force.
And it was a wonderful play to make it. The coverage was there. I think Alex Force felt it would not be there, that the linebacker would not be able to stay with his receiver, sort of wheeling out of the backfield on the weak side of the formation. Oh boy, Jake Cole is no typical linebacker. Showed speed, got to the position, and then, as you mentioned, a one-handed grab to make the turnover for his team is big.
1st and 10, Coughlin. 2:07 to go in the half. They trail Berwick 3-0. Vincent Todd lines up to the right. He comes in motion to the left. The call goes to Jake Cole straight ahead, and maybe a yard. Berwick gives ground grudgingly.
J.J. Snyder in the area, takes on the trap block, does not move, shoves that man into the ball carrier's route, and then brings him down. Outstanding play by the big, fierce nose guard.
The teams exchanging interceptions in this second quarter, which has just 1:38 remaining. Berwick clinging that 3-0 lead. As Wardle under center, Vincent Todd and Salem Diop wide to the left. The call goes to Jake Cole off the left side, and nothing doing. It is stuffed, and Berwick will use the timeout. We'll take one as well. 1:19 to go in the half. Bulldogs lead 3-0. You're listening to Berwick Football on Classic Rock 103.5.
Choose with confidence. The Medicine Shop.
At the Medicine Shop Pharmacy, located at the corner of 9th and Pine Streets in Berwick, caring goes beyond the prescriptions. Discover the one-on-one customer service and dedication that makes caring part of the culture at the Medicine Shop in Berwick. Stock up on everything you need to keep you and your family healthy all year long. The Medicine Shop Pharmacy, located on the corner of 9th and Pine Streets in Berwick, where caring goes beyond the prescriptions.
When the music stops, that's football.
This is Berwick football coach Frank Sheptalk. You're listening to Bulldogs football on Classic Rock 103.5.
Berwick, Bloomsburg, and Greater Hazelton 103.5.
Moments ago, Berwick missed out on a scoring chance on a spectacular one-handed interception by Coughlin's Jake Cole in the end zone. Bulldogs hoping for another crack before this half ends. 1:19 showing in the clock. Berwick with 2 timeouts remaining. Coughlin will face a 3rd down and 10 at their own 20 following this break.
And what do you call if you're Ciro Cinti, Jim? You'd like the clock to keep moving. Your last 2 passes have been intercepted. Who's the quarterback?
It is Wardle, the sophomore. Yep. Slot to the left side, slot to the right as well. Cole comes in motion. Wardle takes the direct snap. He's going to keep the football to the left side. He's going to be belted down right at the line of scrimmage, and Berwick will use the timeout with 1:11 to go in the half.
Yeah, nice play. Noah Craig, linebacker, coming in, keeping the man in bounds.
Bulldogs lead it by a score of 3-0. Timeout on the field. You're listening to Berwick Football and Classic Rock 103.5.
Neighbor Fence Company has fencing for where you want it, serving Columbia, Montour, and Luzerne counties. Neighbor Fence provides top-quality residential and commercial fencing, vinyl, chain link, wood, aluminum, and ornamental fencing, plus vinyl railing and specialty products. Neighbor Fence Company, 1140 State Route 239 in Wapwallopen. Call 570-752-4423 or visit them online at neighborfencecompany.com. Neighbor Fence Company is a proud sponsor of local youth athletic teams.
When the music stops, that's football.
This is Berwick football coach Frank Sheptalk. You're listening to Bulldogs football on Classic Rock 103.5.
Berwick, Bloomsburg, and Greater Hazelton 103.5.
With their offense held in check in this opening half, Berwick hoping for a big play on special teams here with 1:11 remaining in the second quarter. They lead Coughlin 3-0. Coughlin 4th and 14 from their own 11-yard line. Cole Horan is standing back at the 2-yard line to do the punting. Berwick looks like they weren't going to come after it. Coughlin broke the count, I believe.
That's the way I saw it too, Jim. We'll have to see. I think the center might have even got a little bit jumpy. So 5 yards, and now that punter will be in his end zone to get this one off. Most of the snaps have been on target. Early in the game, one sailed a little bit high. The high one here goes out of the end zone, and Berwick gets 2 points.
Tegan Wilk, Evan Klinger at the Coughlin 40 awaiting this punt. Nino Cinti does the long snapping. Sophomore snap is there. They're coming hard, but he gets the kick away. Fair catch by Evan Klinger at the 40-yard line. Boy, Berwick almost got that one. Ryan Loba coming hard. Malik McMillan there as well. But the Bulldogs, with still one timeout remaining by my count, have it at the Coughlin 40-yard line with 1:05 to go in this half, and they lead the Crusaders by a score of 3-0.
If Malik McMillan or Ryan Laubach truly committed, they have the block. But there's always that fear of a roughing the punter and giving them the ball again. Berwick has pretty good field position and enough time to drive it down with their offense.
Force out of the gun with a slot to the left side, the slot to the right. 1:05 to go in the half. Alex Force back to throw, fires over the middle, a diving attempt by Tegan Wilk. Can't come up with it. Boy, if that pass is on target, you hit Wilk in stride, that might be a big gain.
Even if he catches it with the dive, it's a 14-yard opening. But can't always make those. The execution just not quite there.
Second down and 10. Berwick from the 40-yard line of the Crusaders. 1:01 remaining in the half. Slot to the right, slot to the left. Force fires out here to the near side. Has his man, Robbins, and Justin Robbins will get out of bounds, stopping the clock with 55 seconds to go in the half. They're marking the ball at the 32-yard line, so a pickup of 8, 3rd down and 2.
Thought he got a little bit more than that, but I guess he didn't.
Slot to the left, slot to the right. Force has the shotgun snap, and he's back to throw, and he fires to the far side and overshoots his man, Jared Watts. Now Berwick facing a 4th down situation.
Out of field goal range, how far would it be?
You've got to get another first down in this drive.
I would agree in high school, but not a typical kicker.
Yeah, that would be 50 yards.
Yeah.
His long is 38.
He kicks touchbacks. You've never tried a 50-yarder. I agree. I think on 4th down, I go for this. There's enough time. You got to get your 4 yards with your offense. Bring it in closer.
4th and 4, and Berwick hurts themselves again with a penalty on a short yardage situation. It's happened at least 3 times in this opening half. That time, of all people, Evan Klinger beats the snap. And now it becomes a 4th and 8.
And almost a head-down mentality there. It's almost a flatness in the team when that happens. It just, you need some inspired play. You need to make that. You need to be sharp. You need to be focused. Now you need to refocus here and get the 9 yards you need.
4th down and 8. Trips to the right side. Force looks to the left. Fires the ball. Tipped and incomplete. He tried to go to Tegan Wilk, and that man, Jake Cole, got a hand on the ball. Tipped it away, so Berwick misses out on a good opportunity. And Coughlin takes over the football with 46 seconds remaining in the first half, and Berwick leading this one 3-0.
I don't think you'll see anything too tricky out of Coughlin. Probably run this, and if they can break a run, get across midfield, maybe they'll Hail Mary a few of them.
So Crusaders, remember, will get the football to start the second half. And they can just take a couple of snaps and go in trailing by just 3. So Berwick has really had their opportunities here in this second quarter. As Coughlin's going to use a timeout. They had a man come on late. We'll keep it right here. But the Bulldogs, after the Tegan Wilk interception, took over at the Coughlin 28. Got nothing out of that one. And then this last possession taking over at the Coughlin 40 and giving it up on downs in that situation as well.
Frustrating to be that close, not able to turn it into points. Every time you get a turnover, Dick Vermeil used to view a turnover as worth 3 points in a ball game every time you can get one. Here Berwick had back-to-back ones and couldn't come up with anything.
Yeah, it's particularly frustrating, Andy, when you have a terrific kicker like Ken Marshman. That, you don't need much. You just needed one first down there to get in field goal range.
Their own turnovers, though, Jim, that's what hurt them. They're not a team that turns it over much. +5 on the season.
So Coughlin from their 38. Jake Cole's the lone running back. Garrett's back to throw. Wardle's pass is nearly picked off. Intended for Salem Diop. And Evan Klinger broke in front of the pass. Couldn't quite hang on. Very dangerous play by Coughlin.
Yeah.
If I see that one, I'm going to a knee on this next play.
Yeah, I think I would too. Evan Klinger broke up. Obviously was going to beat the receiver to the inside to Berwick's sideline. And it's a question of who reacts quickly enough and gets an angle of pursuit to stop him from getting to the end zone. That was almost a pick six.
The ball at the Coughlin 38-yard line. Vincent Todd wide to the right. I formation, and there is the knee by quarterback Garrett Wardle. They'll let the clock wind down. So Berwick's offensive frustrations continue. They have now gone 7 consecutive quarters without a touchdown. But they do have the lead going in at the half. As the clock winds down, Bulldogs got the 29-yard field goal by Ken Marshman, and that is the difference here. First half is in the books here at Wilkes-Barre Memorial. The score, Berwick 3 and Coughlin nothing. You're listening to Bulldogs football and Classic Rock 103.5.
Home away from home boarding kennels in Berwick is a dream getaway for your dog when you are away. Home away from home boarding kennels offers on-site grooming, 19 air-conditioned kennels, and a fenced-in area for your dog to play. At Home away from home boarding kennels, there are no restrictions on size or weight of your dog. The only thing they ask is that all dogs have proof of updated vaccines, including kennel cough. Call 570-759-8181 to schedule your dog's dream vacation today. Home away from home boarding kennels is a proud supporter of the Berwick Bulldogs.
Safelite Repair, Safelite Replace.
Ryan, technician with Safelite Auto Glass.
So you think all auto glass companies are the same? Well, they're not. With Safelite, you get more. Every windshield we replace is backed by a national lifetime guarantee, keeping you covered wherever you are. Plus, Safelite has more glass in stock than anyone, so we can get to you faster.
Just tell your insurance company you want Safelite, or call us at 1-800-800-2727, or go to safelite.com.
103.5, the Classic Rock Channel.
There's never been a better time to get Showtime from MetroCast. With Showtime, you can watch all of your favorites wherever and whenever. Watch all new seasons of hit series like Ray Donovan and the hilarious episodes. Stream shows like Shameless wherever with Showtime Anytime. Or catch up whenever with Showtime On Demand. Both free with your Showtime subscription. Right now, get Showtime for just $8.99 per month for 12 months when you sign up for a new MetroCast bundle. Choose from MetroCast Video and Internet for as low as $99.95 per month for 6 months. Or get MetroCast VIP, advanced video, internet, and phone for as low as $129.95 per month for 6 months, plus free installation. 2 great ways to save with MetroCast and Showtime. No contracts, no cancellation fees. Satisfaction guaranteed. Call 1-888-METRO-16 or visit MetroCast.com for details. MetroCast begins with me. Limited time offer. Restrictions apply.
When the music stops, that's football.
This is Berwick football coach Frank Sheptalk. You're listening to Bulldogs football on Classic Rock 103.5.
Berwick, Bloomsburg, and Greater Hazelton 103.5.
Doyle and Andy Lickney from Wilkes-Barre Memorial Stadium. We're at halftime with Berwick leading Coughlin by a score of 3-0. Bulldogs points coming on their second possession. They put together a 9-play drive, which started at the Coughlin 47, stalled out at the Crusader 13-yard line, and Ken Marshman came on and booted a 29-yard field goal. He's now 6 for 6 in field goals on the season. Berwick had the 3-0 lead with 6:13 to go in the first quarter. It remained that way into the second quarter when Berwick's Tegan Wilk, who leads the Wyoming Valley Conference in interceptions, got his 5th and returned to the Coughlin 28-yard line. Berwick moved it to the Coughlin 12-yard line where they face a 3rd down and 8. And Alex Force threw to the end zone, and Coughlin linebacker Jake Cole went up with one hand and brought down the interception, ending the Berwick threat. But the Berwick defense was up to the task. Coughlin was not able to move the football. And following a punt, the Bulldogs took over at the 40-yard line. They moved to the 32-yard line when they faced a 3rd and 2nd, but then a penalty against the Bulldogs made it 3rd and 7, then 2 incompletions, and they gave up the football. Coughlin runs out the clock, and that's how we stand here at halftime. Berwick 3 and Coughlin nothing. We'll check stats with Andy Lickney. When we return, you're listening to Bulldogs football on Classic Rock 103.5.
Riverview Block of Berwick, with over 60 years of service, can handle all of your block and concrete needs. They carry all sizes of concrete and lightweight block. They have front-end discharge trucks for ready-mix concrete. Riverview Block also carries all masonry supplies, sand and gravel. For prompt delivery, call Riverview Block 752-7191. Riverview Block is proud to support the Berwick Bulldogs.
Yannick Real Estate is your full-service real estate agency. Buying, selling, residential, commercial, multifamily, land, and rental management. Call Yannick Real Estate. Owner Mike Yannick, a veteran himself, served his country and has been serving this area for decades. Mike and his staff will guide you through the real estate process. Veterans, be sure to check the VA loan options. Yannick Real Estate, your full-service real estate agency. 1232 West Front Street in Berwick. Call 759-3300.
The Classic Rock Channel 103.5.
Anderson Enterprises, located on the corner of 2nd Street and Oak Avenue in Berwick, has been serving Berwick and surrounding communities with heating oil since 1975. Anderson Enterprises provides home heating oil for residential and commercial customers at a low, affordable price. Anderson Enterprises, located on the corner of 2nd and Oak Street in Berwick. Call 570-752-3291. And keep warm this winter with Anderson Enterprises, proud to support the Berwick Bulldogs. And don't forget, they have dry ice as well.
Red's Roofing, the roofing ninjas of Berwick, are your roofing experts for Luzerne, Columbia, and Montour counties. With 26 years of experience and great rates, why go anywhere else when Red's Roofing will get the job done right for your decks, siding, or roofing. Specializing in metal and rubber shingles, most roofing work is done in one day. So remember the name, Red's Roofing, the roofing ninjas. Call Red's Roofing, 752-4351. Owner Harry Titus, a proud supporter of the Berwick football team.
Berwick Bulldog football.
Taking a look at the high school football scoreboard tonight at halftime. Bloomsburg leads Hughesville 13-0. Mount Carmel leads Danville 9-6. In the second, Central Columbia leads Warrior Run 21-7. Southern Columbia leads Milton 56-14 in the second. Scranton leads Williamsport 14-3 at halftime. In the second, Selinsgrove leads Jersey Shore 19-0. Wyoming area leads Hanover 14-0 in the second. Tunkhannock leads Lake Lehman 21-14 in the second. And Wyoming Valley West and Wallenpaupack are tied at 14 in the second quarter. I'm Ben Willis for Classic Rock 103.5.
Berwick, Bloomsburg, and Greater Hazelton 103.5.
Berwick High School Marching Ensemble entertaining here at halftime from Wilkes-Barre Memorial, with the Bulldogs of Berwick leading the Crusaders of Coughlin by a score of 3-0. When Ben gave you those scores, you probably noticed that several Berwick opponents were not listed as playing. There's a number of them. In fact, 4 altogether. They're playing it tomorrow. In the afternoon, Pittston area, which the Bulldogs will visit next week. They're playing at Abington Heights tomorrow afternoon. In a rare 3:40 start, Hazelton is playing at Delaware Valley. And a couple of night games tomorrow night right here at Wilkes-Barre Memorial. Myers will take on Dallas. Dallas coming off a huge win for them over Wyoming Valley West last week. And Crestwood will be at home tomorrow night against Nanticoke. Here it is, Berwick 3 and Coughlin nothing at the half. Stats from that first half, Andy Lichty.
The stats that jump out, Jim, is stats and turnovers. Berwick suffered 2, a fumble and an interception, and this is a team that's normally +5 in the takeaway-giveaway ratio. Actually, they're at even in this game because there were 2 takeaways for Berwick, as Berwick has 2 interceptions. I think it sort of marred the flow of the game with all the turnovers, and while there haven't been many penalties, they've been of consequence. They've happened at times that were critical for their teams in attempting conversions, and it's been sloppy in that regard. Otherwise, Berwick has the edge. They have 100 yards in total offense. They've held Coughlin to 43. Berwick's done most of it on the ground, 70 yards on the ground, 30 in the air. Coughlin, a team that runs the ball, 5th best in the conference, 192 yards a game. Berwick has held them to negative yardage in the running game. 15 carries. There's been 16 positive yards, but 18 negative yards, including a sack. So a net of -2 on 15 rushes. They're 2 of 7, and also 2 interceptions in there. They do have 45 yards. 45 yards, most of that passing yardage came on the 37-yarder caught by Vincent Todd. A superior athlete, went high, out-jumped Berwick's cornerback and came down twisting with the ball. He also has an 8-yard catch, so an outstanding athlete. Vincent Todd has both catches for the total of 45 yards for the quarterback, Garrett Waddle, and Vincent Todd throw. And Todd threw one of the interceptions. The team is 2 of 7 with the 2 interceptions for 45. Looking at their running game, Jake Cole normally averages 115 yards a game. Berwick has held him to 8 carries and 16 positive yards. Guy averages 6.7 yards a carry on the season. Berwick has held him to an average of 2 yards a carry here in the first half. Vincent Todd, who gets about 70 yards a game on the ground, Berwick has him in the negatives. 3 carries for Vincent Todd, most of them out of the Wildcat, -6 yards. You go to a team kneel down, and Garrett Wardle with a couple of plays. He's 3 for -11. Damon Beckhorn caught him on a sack. The team caught him in the backfield, just swarming all over him. So for Coughlin, well, they don't want to see Berwick's defense. -2 yards in the running game, 45 yards in the passing game on just 2 completions. The completions matched the number of Berwick interceptions, just 43 yards combined here at halftime. Berwick's had more success, but they only have a 3-point lead. And a fumble and an interception and timely penalties can lead to that type of outcome. Berwick on the ground, 70 yards on 16 carries. Alex Forrest is 6 of 13, 1 interception, and 30 yards in the air. Among the receivers, Beckhorn caught a 3-yarder, but he's getting some really tight coverage, as is Tegan Wilk. We're seeing that Vincent Todd is locking on the strongest receiver and playing them very, very tough. Jared Watts has a 9-yard catch. Justin Robbins has 2 catches, an 8-yarder and a 6-yarder for a total of 14. Evan Klinger tried to take a screen, but they were all over that, lost 5 yards. And Tegan Wilk on a catch, 9 yards for him. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different receivers on the 6 catches. Justin Robbins with the 2 catches for 14. and just 30 yards in the air is most of the passing underneath. Ground game's been a little bit stronger than that. Evan Klinger, 12 carries for 41 yards. Damon Beckhorn's tried a few different reverses, fumbled one away, but had success on another. In all, 3 for 7 yards. Tegan Wilkes really had success on a little end around. They followed Beckhorn in motion one way. He came back contrary to that and went 22 yards on his reverse action. So 70 yards in all on 16 carries for Berwick, 30 in the air. A round number of 100 yards here at halftime for their total offense on 29 plays. Again, 3-0. Turnovers, 2 for each team. Not a lot of penalties, but boy, coming at the wrong times when teams really need to get their focus. Still anyone's game as we're approaching the second half start.
Boy, from a Berwick standpoint, it has to be frustrating to hold those 2 outstanding athletes to minus yards rushing total for Coughlin in the first half. And look up, it's just a 3-0 lead. Remember, it was just a 3-point lead last week at halftime. And, you know, I guess it's a tribute to the defenses because you look at all the weapons on the field. Obviously, there's Cole and Todd for Coughlin, but Berwick has a number of weapons, and Damon Beckhorn and Evan Klinger and Tegan Wilk, and all that offensive prowess, and nothing to show for it.
Not enough points, certainly not touchdowns, Jim, and you do have to finish the drives, and I'm sure that's part of the halftime talk. I think Berwick has to be a bit more optimistic at halftime. They've been able to move the ball for 100 yards against a tough team. Coughlin really can't say that. Take away their 37-yard up-in-the-air jump ball that Vincent Todd comes down with, and they have only 7 yards on the half. So, you know, the thing is, though, when it's a 3-0 game and things stay this close, you can lose on a fluke play. You can lose on a kickoff return. You got to put teams like this away, you know, when you feel that you are superior. And, you know, looking out there and looking at the numbers, Berwick needs to put more numbers on the board.
They do. A 3-0 lead, as you mentioned, is scary. I mean, Vincent Todd is 1 play away.
Always.
Jake Cole is 1 play away. And as marvelous a job as Berwick's defense has done through the half, is it too much to ask them to do that for a second half? A 3-0 win is still a win, but you'd like a little breathing room.
And I think you got to talk to yourself and to your team when you're in that half house. Tegan Wilk is always 1 play away. Damon Beckhorn is always 1 play away. Evan Klinger is 1 play away. Alex Forrest can create that 1 play away with the passing game. Owen Shoemaker can do it. Somewhere it's got to come together a little bit better, and they have to be able to sustain that drive and put it into the end zone, whether it's a sustained drive or breaking the big play. They need touchdowns.
1 half in the books here at Wilkes-Barre Memorial. Berwick 3 and Coughlin nothing. We'll be back with the second half kickoff. You're listening to Bulldogs football on Classic Rock 103.5.
Harry's Sporting Goods, a staple in downtown Berwick, in business for over 125 years. Harry's Sporting Goods carries a wide variety of sneakers and cleats, now featuring Brooks running shoes. Harry specializes in sneakers and seasonal sporting goods, but also carries work boots and name brands including Nike and Under Armour. Harry's Sporting Goods, keeping the tradition alive while keeping up in the new era. Visit them on Facebook or on West Front Street in Berwick. Harry's Sporting Goods, hashtag you need new sneakers. Proud to support area sports teams.
The Mayo Funeral Homes, located at 110 Chestnut Street in Berwick and 77 Main Street in Chickashinny, are proud sponsors of Berwick Bulldog football. The Mayo Funeral Homes, serving all faiths, makes it easier for those you love with pre-arranged funeral counseling, insurance, and pre-financed funerals. Mayo Funeral Homes also offers expert guidance in both traditional and cremation services. Mayo Funeral Homes, perfection in every detail.
103.5, the Classic Rock Channel.
As a community bank, First Columbia Bank and Trust knows the value of helping our young people dream, excel, and reach their goals. For more than 118 years, First Columbia has been committed to helping our communities prosper and our youth succeed. We're proud to invest in our youth through athletics, the arts, and education. First Columbia Bank and Trust, every step of the way.
Your hometown bank, the first place to go for your big-time plans. Together we'll grow every step of the way. First Columbia Bank.
Welch's Towing and Repair proudly supports the Berwick Bulldogs and wishes them a successful year. Welch's Towing and Repair has a long tradition of helping. You can call Welch's 24/7 at 759-9737 if you are in need of a tow, jump start, tire change, are locked out, or to request them on scene if you're in an accident. Welch's accepts all major insurance and motor clubs, and they offer all types of preventive maintenance and state inspections for cars, trucks, and motorcycles. Welch's Towing and Repair, South Mercer Street in Berwick, and at their South Center Storage Facility, Columbia Boulevard in Berwick.
When the music stops, that's football.
This is Berwick football coach Frank Sheptalk. You're listening to Bulldogs football on Classic Rock 103.5.
Berwick, Bloomsburg, and Greater Hazelton 103.5.
Just a couple minutes away from the kickoff to start the second half here at Wilkes-Barre Memorial, with Berwick leading Coughlin by a score of 3-0. We're talking about this Wilkes-Barre Memorial earlier. In 1972, anyone that was alive then remembers the Agnes flood, and this entire complex was underwater. That's when they got artificial turf for the first time. That first artificial turf, though, was more like concrete than what's out there right now. But anyhow, this was really one of the first fields to get the artificial turf. And since then, this, because of its location, because of its capacity, which used to be 12,000 people, they got a lot of events over the years. They had 5 state Eastern Finals, the 1991 Class A state championship game. In 1980, the Big 33 game was played here. And, of course, if you're a Berwick fan, you were probably here for a lot of big Berwick playoff games when the Bulldogs had that run of 4 consecutive state championships. It is also the site where we had the longest field goal in the state. Bishop Hoban, they don't have that school anymore. Bishop Hoban's Jerry McGroarty kicked a state record 64-yard field goal. That was back on September 27th in 2003. So here we are now in 2017, a field goal a lot shorter than that one, but it is the difference right now, as Ken Marshman's 29-yard field goal, the only thing on the board, Berwick leading Coughlin by a score of 3-0.
Now, I think people listening into the memories of this stadium, Jim, are wondering, where's that longest safety ever? Gus Felder.
Gus Felder.
Championship game.
Picked up the fumble, went the wrong way. To our right, I believe.
Yep, it was.
And it was funny because Berwick was ahead 30-0. Under other circumstances, it might not have been so humorous. But, yeah, there's just some great history with this place. Maybe we'll see some written in this second half. Berwick leading by a score of 3-0. They'll be kicking off to start this second half, and that is always an adventure when you have a Vincent Todd deep for Coughlin.
And it's a bit of a challenge for Ken Marshman, Jim. Often he has a kicking net that he can loosen up in. I do see one down there, but I didn't see him working on it. He hasn't done much kicking since early in that first quarter. So not as limbered or as ready as he'd like to be as he tees this ball up from the left hash as he usually does.
Sophomore Raphael McCoy and senior Vincent Todd deep for Coughlin. They'll move from our left to our right in this third quarter. The senior, Ken Marshman, waits for the signal from the officiating crew. There's the whistle, and the second half is underway. It's a low-line drive kick, and McCoy will field it at the 8-yard line. To the 10, to the 15, he pitches the ball to Todd. Todd trying to get outside right, and he won't get there. Berwick plays it very, very well. Ryan Lawball would not let it happen.
Nope.
And the sophomore makes a good play as Todd got it on the reverse, and they will mark it at about the 20, well, we'll wait and see where they come out.
I thought about the 24, but it looks like it might be inched up a little bit. Berwick stayed in their lanes. I was a little surprised Todd was on the far side of the field rather than the near side, the hash where Marshman was going to kick from. And then I see the strategy. They plan that reverse in the huddle, hence keeping him on that far side.
So Vincent Todd on the return to the 22-yard line. That's where the Crusaders will put it in play. As they line up, and there's a flag down. There was a player that came out of that huddle and went off the field. Salem Diop. I was waiting for the flag to ride. They had 12 people in the huddle. And that is the penalty against the Crusaders, so they will hurt themselves right at the outset. And first and 15 at the 17.
They also let people see that number 2, Vincent Todd, was in there to quarterback, taking a snap from under center, posing like their normal quarterback, Garrett Waddle.
Now Diop is in there. He's wide to the left side. And Vincent Todd is under center. Cole deep behind him as the lone running back. And a toss to Jake Cole off the left side. He's tripped up as he gets to about the 16-yard line.
Didn't see who got the trip in there. Damon Beckhorn has been playing that outside contain, comes up well as a sack in this game, and give him credit for
no gain
right at the line of scrimmage.
Yep, second down and 10. Berwick's done an amazing job on Vincent Todd and Jake Cole in this game. But the lead is just 3 early here in the third quarter. Todd again under center. Cole is the lone running back. 2 blocking backs to the right. They pitch to Cole. He tries that right side, and he cuts it back. And he's got some room. And he breaks the tackle. He's close to the first down yards at 25. He fumbles the football. The scramble is on. Berwick indicates they have it, and they do. The Bulldogs have come up with the football.
Beckhorn, I believe, is the man who came up with it, but he wasn't the man who knocked it away on the tackle. They had huge individuals on the right side. Jervon Young was one of those blocking backs. Normally he's playing tackle at 265. But they saw it was stuffed on a sweep to the right. So a cutback coming in strong by Jake Cole, and he's extended for about 9-10 yards. But right at the end of the tackle, the ball stripped away, and Beckhorn comes up with it.
First and 10, Berwick. Great opportunity early here in the third. With that 3-0 lead, they have it at the Coughlin 24-yard line. Bulldogs moving from our right to our left. And Beckhorn takes the snap out of the Wildcat, and he spins down to the 20-yard line. So Damon Beckhorn going off the left side will pick up 4, second down and 6 for Berwick.
Often good to start the drive where the defense isn't seeing the change being made with Beckhorn coming in as that Wildcat.
They stretch it out to the 19, so second down and 5. Again, Damon Beckhorn out of the Wildcat. Hands the ball off to Owen Shoemaker. Shoemaker trying to get outside right. Does so. Has the first down and then some. Good effort by him. He's forced out of bounds across the way inside the 10-yard line.
He got out wide and kind of slowed down like he was going to drop his shoulder, and the tackler slowed with him, and then he just accelerated past 2 men. So showing excellent speed, dropping his shoulder to the cornerback who collided with him out of bounds.
10 yards on the carry by Owen Shoemaker. First and goal, Berwick from the 9.
Shoemaker's first carry.
Beckhorn takes the direct snap, fakes the handoff, keeps the football. He's inside the 5. Beckhorn is in for a Berwick touchdown. Damon Beckhorn out of Wildcat fakes the handoff, keeps the football, goes in from 9 yards out.
Strategy at halftime, talk things through, try something a little different, show them a different look. Damon Beckhorn's talent makes him feared by a defense. They overplayed him a little bit on the nice run by Owen Shoemaker. And then they don't play him well enough on this quarterback run up the middle.
Took the Bulldogs just 3 plays after the fumble recovery. Now the extra point attempt from Ken Marshman out of the hold of Evan Klinger. Snap is there, the kick is up, and the kick is good. Timeout on the field. 10-16 remaining in the third quarter play with the score. Berwick 10 and Coughlin nothing. You're listening to Bulldogs football on Classic Rock 103.5.
It won't be long before tax time rolls around, so remember to visit Michael Daddio CPA at ND Accounting and Consulting for your income tax needs. ND Accounting and Consulting handles both business and individual taxes, as well as offering a variety of accounting services, including payroll, auditing, and bookkeeping. For tax and accounting services, look for Michael Daddio CPA at ND Accounting and Consulting with 2 locations, 214 Pine Street in Berwick and 5929 Main Road in Sweet Valley.
When the music stops, that's football.
This is Berwick football coach Frank Sheptalk. You're listening to Bulldogs football on Classic Rock 103.5.
Berwick, Bloomsburg, and Greater Hazelton 103.5.
Berwick's on the board. Bulldogs had gone 7 straight quarters without a touchdown, but they get one on a 9-yard run by David Beckhorn out of Wildcat. He got it all started with a fumble recovery. And now Ken Marshman will kick it off. 10-16 to go in the third quarter. Berwick 10 and Coughlin nothing.
Vincent Todd lined up on the near side now, right where the hash is where they're kicking from.
Marshman will kick it. And Todd makes an over-the-shoulder catch 5 yards deep in the end zone. So it's the 11th touchback of the season for Ken Marshman. And Coughlin will take over 1st and 10 at their own 20-yard line.
Type of kick you need when you have such a dangerous return threat back there. Even better in high school where the rules still spot the ball on the 20-yard line.
This Berwick defense, the top-rated defense in the Wyoming Valley Conference out of 17 teams. They're number 1 in the most important category, points allowed, but also number 1 against the rush and number 1 in total defense as well. Just an outstanding unit. They've got Coughlin blank so far here early in the third quarter. Todd under center. And flag down the play.
On by the umpire. He saw mouthpiece dangling. 12 men. Stack them up again. And again, it's not an offense that wants to go 1st and 15. It's a team that wants to establish its running game. Get its traditional offense working.
1st and 15 for Coughlin. Back at their own 15-yard line. Best run they had was by Jake Cole in that last series, but he ended up coughing up the football at the end of it. Todd under center. 2 blocking backs to his left. Cole deep as the lone running back. 1st and 15. Call goes to Cole, tries the middle. Joe Norse wraps him up as he gets to about the 19-yard line. Give Jake Cole 4 in the play. 2nd down and 11 for the Crusaders.
And you mentioned that nice run he had that was ruled as a fumble. It's on the far side from us, and he was going down as the ball was being pulled out. One of those, I think, people would like to see the replay. When did it come out? Was it stripped? Who deserves credit? Did it hit the ground? It all happened very fast and ruled as a fumble.
2nd down and 10. They gave Cole 5 yards to the 20-yard line. Wide to the right side is McCoy and whistle.
Both teams heading to the sidelines. Is there an injury on the field? Both teams heading to the sideline. Late timeout?
Well, let's wait for the official to tell us.
Tell us, Jim Miller. Tell us. Nope.
No indication. Both teams headed to their sidelines. No indication of a timeout.
I would think it has to be a timeout, but you didn't.
Why would you need a conference to talk about a timeout?
Why would you send both teams to the sideline? Could the clock be wrong? Officials timeout. Well, whatever it is, they've straightened it out. And they'll call the teams back. I was surprised they sent the teams back to the sidelines. And in hot weather, halfway through a quarter, maybe let them get hydrated if there's a stoppage. That one was a little strange. They don't use media timeouts.
I didn't see the officials making any signal up to the clock.
No.
So it is a complete mystery, and I think Ciro Cinti's getting the explanation. On the far side, the Coughlin coach wants to know what's going on.
Salem Diop in with part of that conversation between two officials and Ciro Cinti. I Didn't see anyone injured where they couldn't play. It's a mystery.
A complete mystery. As we're back to action, 2nd and 10, Coughlin from their own 20. Vincent Todd under center. Has the snap. Options left. Keeps the football. Berwick strings it out and brings him down after a gain of about 3 on the play.
Yeah, big tackle by Jimmy LeGrand. They are using Jervon Young, the 265-pounder who played fullback last year and became an offensive tackle this year, in the backfield as sort of an H-back, flipping him to where they want to run. So they're blocking things right at the point of attack and then running this powerful individual behind it, hoping to create seams, and Berwick still held them to 3 yards.
3rd down and 7. Crusaders at their 23. Blocking backs to the right. Cole, toss, sweep to the right. Beckhorn gets across the line of scrimmage. Cole gets by him, but that is gang tackled right at the line of scrimmage. Beckhorn slowed it down, and the Bulldogs got good pursuit to the football. And a punt team on for Coughlin.
Linebacker Noah Craig coming in hard to finish it. Very hard to stop him one-on-one. He can twist, he can turn, he can cut. Berwick uses team defense to make the stop.
Cole Horan will do the punting. Evan Klinger, Tegan Wilk deep for the Bulldogs.
Berwick very close to blocking one at the end of the half as they extended themselves.
Horan standing back at the Crusader 10-yard line. A high snap, but Berwick is not coming. And a beautiful kick by Horan. And a fair catch by Evan Klinger.
And a touch.
Right at midfield. So the Bulldogs will put in play with 7:58 remaining in the 3rd quarter. And Berwick leading Coughlin by a score of 10-0.
Gavin Baranski actually bumped him as he was making the catch. I think I would have thrown a flag just because you want to protect those defenseless people when they call the fair catch. But not enough of a bump to warrant one in the eyes of this crew.
We'll see how Berwick plays it offensively. Their first possession of the second half, it was David Beckhorn operating out of the Wildcat, and that will be the case. Now, Alex Force is in the lineup, but he's a wide receiver to the right. The slot to either side. In motion comes Owen Shoemaker, a fake to him. Beckhorn tries to get outside and does so, makes a nice move, and is hit hard at the 45-yard line of Coughlin. Vincent Todd comes up and makes the play for the Crusaders.
I'd hit him hard if I could. One way to slow him down. When he's in the Wildcat, it almost gets to like schoolyard football a little bit. A little fake here, and then use those natural talents. He wanted to run it inside, but there was more room out. Why not go there? He got 5.
2nd down and 5 in Coughlin territory at the 45. The handoff now to Shoemaker. Tries the right side. Owen Shoemaker is hit hard and will get nowhere.
Yeah, and you know who puts on hits like that. Jake Cole. He'll hit you when he has the ball offensively, and that time he put a good lick on Owen Shoemaker when Shoemaker had to slow down to drive the first man past him. Shoemaker will still get a yard on it, but a punishing hit by Jake Cole.
3rd down and 4. Berwick at the Coughlin 44-yard line. Bulldogs moving from our right to our left with 6:50 to go in the 3rd, trying to add to their 10-0 lead.
Force will take the snap.
Slot to the right, slot to the left. Alex Force now fires a pass, has Tegan Wilkes, spins away from her tackle to the 35, to the 30, down to the 25 and the 24-yard line. Force to Wilkes, and Wilkes doing some nice running after the catch.
Yes, it was. Yeah, Force in shotgun, knew the receiver he wanted to hit. Wilk with a little bit of a skinny post, catches it on the run, tries to avoid 2 tacklers who eventually trip him up.
20 yards on the reception by Tegan Wilk. 1st and 10, Berwick at the 24-yard line. Slot to the right side, slot to the left.
Beckhorn now.
Out of the Wildcat, Damon Beckhorn has the snap, fakes to Shoemaker, tries the right side, makes a great move on a would-be tackler, but good pursuit brings him down for a loss back at the 27-yard line.
Well played. People on the left just kept coming up and keeping their lanes and forcing him to the outside. Tried to use the speed to get to the corner, but there'd always be another man, and then another man, and then a last man to finish with the tackle.
Is there a flag down on the play? Yes, there is on the far side. So we have an official conference.
I thought I saw the linesman throw it at the point of the tackle. They also, they're keeping the football where it is. Holding against Berwick. Let's see. Berwick's moving back, and it is holding against them.
Bulldogs have hurt themselves with penalties from the spot of the foul. This will make it a 13-yard penalty and bring up 1st and 23 back at the Coughlin 37-yard line. Bulldogs on the road next week to Charlie Trippey Stadium in Yatesville to take on the Pittston area Patriots. Pittston area 2-3 on the season going into their game tomorrow afternoon at Abington Heights. Alex Force back in there, and he's under center with an I formation behind him. And he gives the ball to Joey Lynn, and Lynn off the right side gets to the 30-yard line. They had Lynn in there as the tailback, and they had a fullback in J.J. Snyder. How about that? Ahead of him. So some new looks by the Bulldogs.
Odd look and a questioning type of call. Why you run when it's such long distance. Conservative type of look.
But it was first down.
Yeah.
And now second down after the 6-yard gain. And Force out of the gun. The slot to either side. He has the snap. He's back to throw, and he fires, and he has his man. It's Robbins. Robbins trying to get away, can't, but he gets inside the 30 to about the 27-yard line.
Third catch of the game for Justin Robbins. Set up a 3rd and 12. Inch it in a little bit closer, and you wonder how far you are from field goal range.
You know, right here to be about a 42-yarder. They'd like a little more.
Yeah.
Like to convert here. It's what they'd like to do. 3rd and 13. Alex Force awaiting the shotgun snap from Noah Craig. And flag down on the play. Illegal procedure. Berwick.
Which means you're inching toward field goal range, and then you're 5-yarding away from field goal range. And all the harder to get to the ultimate goal of the chains and a conversion and first down.
3rd and 17. Second penalty against Berwick in this possession. Alex Force has the shotgun snap, and he's back to throw, and he's looking long down the sideline. And Robinson makes a catch inside the 10, and Force out of bounds the 5-yard line. Beautiful throw. Alex Force on target to Justin Robbins for a huge gain. 1st and goal, Bulldogs.
I don't know how he got open. If he did a little out and up or just a 2 deep with 5 under, but somehow they're not covering Justin Robbins well enough, and he's shown that he deserves the coverage.
28 yards on the reception. 1st and goal at the 4. A high snap. Beckhorn goes back, tries to get it, cannot. Coughlin's on the football. Threat over. Crusaders football.
It was a wonderful play after the high snap by Matt Zalafi. He got to the quarterback, Forrest, who thought he'd be able to get back to the ball. He had overrun it. But Zalafi pushes him back upfield. And then Zalafi himself falls on the football. A good physical play to be able to get the turnover for his team.
So Coughlin stays in the football game. With that Berwick turnover, their 3rd of the night. And the Crusaders have it at their 19. 4:15 to go in the 3rd. Berwick with a 10-0 lead. Sylvan is the fullback. Ahead of Jake Cole. Goes off the left side. He has some running room, and he's still on his feet over the 30. Out to the 33-yard line. Strong running by Jake Cole and a 14-yard pickup.
But there was a wide lane for him, Jim. Strong running at the end of the run, of course, and you always expect it from him. But, Berwick after the turnover can't get its head down. You got to play. You're protecting a 10-0 lead. You can't, lose the momentum. You got to, rejuvenate. Get yourself back, play football.
Vincent Todd now will operate out of the Wildcat. McCoy goes in motion. Todd takes the snap, keeps the football, tries to get outside, and will not get there. Evan Klinger grabs the leg and would not let go.
Single leg takedown. Grabbed the leg, scooped it, stood up, and lifted it to the sky. Let it go as others came into the tackle so as not to injure that Wildcat quarterback in Vincent Todd, which I thought was very sportsmanlike.
Second down and 10 for Coughlin at their 33-yard line. Clock winding down here in the third quarter. Berwick with that 10-0 advantage. Trips to the left side. Cole goes in motion to the left. Todd fires it out to Cole. Berwick has tacklers there, and he'll get just to the 35-yard line. Good swarming to the football by the Bulldogs. Hold them to 2 yards. Third down and a long 8.
Backward pass, so mark it as a running play. Squared his shoulders, looked upfield. But Berwick defenders coming up, keeping that play in front of them limits it to very little.
In fact, they're marking it back at the 34, so just a yard gain. Third down and 9 for the Crusaders at their own 34. Sylvan is the fullback, head of Cole, the I formation. Todd under center, has the snap, back to throw, gets away from Beckhorn, rolls right, looking downfield, fires the pass, incomplete. Had Sylvan open, but had no chance to get that play off. And now a flag down on the sideline after the play. I didn't see the follow-through of that.
Beckhorn almost had him, but he was able to sort of kick-step around it. Then he had time. Another man was chasing him. I didn't catch the number. I wanted to follow the ball downfield. No flags, but a little bit of a ruckus near the point where the quarterback
Actually, there was a flag.
Was there?
Yes, there was.
Oh, okay. And it's a personal foul against the Bulldogs, 15 yards. Not a smart one. No one near him when he was making the release. I mean, a man was running toward him. Eventually ran himself out of bounds, and I wonder if something happened out of bounds to him with the sideline players.
In a 10-0 game, that could be a huge play. Coughlin first and 10 at their own 48-yard line. Slot to the left side. Todd under center, I formation behind him. Sylvan is the fullback ahead of Cole. Jake Cole gets the call. He is hit right there. J.J. Snyder crossed that line of scrimmage in a hurry. Boy, he has been a real force on that defensive line for Berwick this season.
Really has, in an unorthodox tackle. He was slanting toward the outside, expecting a sweeping action when it cut back up the middle. And he kind of rolled his body. Not a tripping. I wouldn't have called it a trip. But he did make the man lose his balance on his legs.
Loss of a yard. Second down and 11. Coughlin at their 47-yard line. I formation. Behind Todd. Play action. He's back to throw. Big pass rush. He rolls right. He's going to keep the football. It's going to be forced out of bounds across the way. Good pursuit. Evan Klinger.
Yeah. Evan Klinger chasing him out of the backfield. He was planning to roll anyway, but hurried him to the point he could not get the ball away. Forces him out of bounds.
Loss of 4 on the play. Third down and 15. Coughlin back at their 43-yard line. 1:22 remaining in this third quarter.
Guess you'd view that as a sack for Evan Klinger. It was a passing play. Loss of yardage. Pushes him out of bounds. Nice sportsmanship with Vincent Todd tapping Klinger on the helmet afterwards, congratulating him on making a superior play.
Third and 15. Coughlin back at their 43. In motion comes McCoy. He gets the handoff, tries to sweep the left side, and is hit hard by Keegan Wilkes at the 45-yard line after a gain of just 2.
In fact, I'm surprised that he was able to hold on to the football. Beckhorn in the area comes up limping a little bit. But the submarining low. Good hit to bring down that man on a reversing action.
So Raphael McCoy gets the carry for just a yard. And the punt team on for the Crusaders as we're under a minute remaining in this third quarter. Cole Horan back at the 30-yard line. Klinger and Wilk deep for the Bulldogs. Kick very short and very, very high, and a fair catch by Evan Klinger at the 30-yard line. The Bulldogs will put it in play from there with 36.5 seconds remaining in this third quarter. and Berwick leading this one by a score of 10-0.
I like the way the Berwick defense rallied, Jim. You know, they gave up some yardage, then they gave up the 15-yard penalty. This team was moving itself across midfield. And then a number of big plays, forcing the passer out of bounds and forcing him to throw where he couldn't make things happen. Good spirited type of reaction after some adversity.
Bulldogs from their own 30-yard line. And it looks like Alex Force be at the quarterback spot. Bulldogs running primarily out of the Wildcat with Damon Beckhorn in this second half. And Force under center. J.J. Snyder is the fullback. The call goes off the right side at Joey Lynn, and he has a first down. So again, Berwick goes with those two, you would think, blocking backs, to J.J. Snyder and Joey Lynn. Snyder blocking hard and Lynn running hard, and 11 yards in the pickup by Lynn, and a Berwick first down at the 41.
New look for Berwick, put in for this game, I suppose. I thought it was a little unorthodox on the long down and distance, but here it got 10 yards, and it got it there. It would have been a great call.
First and 10, Berwick from the 41. Same formation. Lynn again the call. Off the right side, flag flies. He gets to the 46-yard line.
Sure it was a flag and not a football on the other side, Jim. Do we see yellow? Watching the quarterbacks warming up, and I saw something in the air, but I'm not sure.
The third quarter has come to an end with the score. Berwick 10 and Coughlin nothing. You're listening to Bulldogs football on Classic Rock 103.5.
Being in business for over 100 years really means something. It means you've been putting out an excellent product and taking care of your customers so they want to come back. Daylo's Bakery, Berwick, falls into that special group of businesses. Oven fresh pizza, bread and rolls. Order extra pizza for a fast dinner when the party arrives. Open 5 a.m. to 8 p.m. 7 days a week. Visit Daylo's Bakery at 1201 Fries Avenue, Berwick, or call 752-4519.
Berwick Bulldog football.
In the third quarter, Scranton leads Williamsport 21-10. Wyoming area leads Hanover 48-0. And Wallenpaupack leads Wyoming Valley West 21-14 in the third. I'm Ben Willis for Classic Rock 103.5.
Berwick, Bloomsburg, and Greater Hazelton 103.5.
Jim Doyle and Andy Lickney from Wilkes-Barre Memorial Stadium. 3 quarters in the books. Berwick trying to bounce back from their first defeat of the season, that 17-6 loss to Selinsgrove last Friday at Crispin Field. The Bulldogs leading the Crusaders of Coughlin by a score of 10-0.
I like the wrinkle that Frank Sheptock has put in. I didn't like it on the original call, but Joey Lynn is a strong running back. Kind of the way you're seeing Jake Cole run for Coughlin, and he's getting the great blocking in front of him by the normal nose guard and J.J. Snyder. Both are kind of fresh, both very excited to be in the backfield. And it's been a good start to this drive.
Berwick at their 46-yard line, moving from our left to our right in this final period. Second down and 5. Again, the I formation. Again, Lynn is the tailback off the right side. He has running room, running hard, and looks like he has the first down. Joey Lynn.
Wow, and I'm impressed with the fullback play, Jim. I love watching fullbacks. J.J. Snyder on the isolation, took on the linebacker, Silas Armstrong, drove him 2 steps back, and that gives the lane for Joey Lynn to run.
Joey Lynn did not have a carry.
He had 3 for 1 yard by Mike Calley, Jim, but no, not a normal ball carrier.
5 yards from that carry, and here is J.J. Snyder carrying and running hard and getting a couple to the 47-yard line, so they reward him. And
he comes through for about 3.
He exploded into the defense, and now he'll get a breather because he's playing a lot of that nose guard. Picked up 4, second down, and 6 Bulldogs from the Coughlin 46.
That was his first carry.
It was, indeed. Here comes Beckhorn in motion, left to right. But the handoff goes to Owen Shoemaker, and Shoemaker up the middle, breaks tackle the 35, the 30, the 25, the 20, and cut down about the 15-yard line. Owen Shoemaker. The Bulldogs using a number of people in this power running attack here in the fourth quarter, perhaps wearing Coughlin down. They've got it going right now.
Yeah, I'd agree with you, Jim. I think it's a conscious effort on the part to take advantage of a tired defense. 5 two-way players for Coughlin on that side of the ball. Berwick coming with a lot of fresh faces.
30 yards on the carry by Owen Shoemaker. 1st and 10, Berwick at the Coughlin 16-yard line.
Wonderful counter action to start that play.
There's a quick out to Beckhorn on the far side. He's got a blocker out in front, turns the corner, flag flies. He gets inside the 10, forced out of bounds around the 4, but we'll check the flag.
Jared Watt was the blocker, and I thought he engaged the man in a nice chicken fight. They ran past that. I don't think that's the way the side judge or the linesman saw it, however. Might have felt he used his hands a little bit too aggressively, and they're going to call holding on him.
Holding call against the Bulldogs.
It's tough in open fields. They actually teach you to get in there and push off with your hands. And where does the push become a grab? How do you see it? You know, at what level of football is something allowed, and other things are watched more closely.
So the ball is about the 22-yard line, and it will be a 1st down and 16 following the penalty. Beckhorn comes in motion, a fake to him. Shoemaker gets the call up the middle. Owen Shoemaker has some running room inside the 20, down near the 15-yard line.
I think he misses having his carries. He didn't have any in the first half, and he's making up for it. Bursting off the left side, give him 10 on that gain.
They're marking the football at the 13 as it's starting to rain, and rain pretty heavily here at Wilkes-Barre Memorial. The ball at the 13-yard line. Berwick facing a 2nd down and 7. Beckhorn, that half-moon motion, but the call goes straight ahead to Shoemaker, and this time not much doing.
It's not quite straight ahead. They give it with the step to the left, and then a conscious break back to the center of the line. It's enough to get the linebackers moving. It makes it easier for linemen to get the angles of the block. But that time, Coughlin kind of wised up to the action and stopped it.
All of a sudden, on one of the nicest nights you could ever imagine for football, it's a driving rainstorm here. It's 3rd down and 5 for Berwick from the 13-yard line and a flag down.
Hasn't been any mud on this field since 1972, according to your history lesson, Jim. Ball start, Berwick.
Boy, Bulldogs really, that is one real weakness of theirs this season. They commit a lot of penalties.
And penalties that hurt. You know, there you are in the red zone. You need 5 yards. Now you need 10. And field goals a little bit more troublesome in inclement weather.
3rd down and 10.
And it's pouring. It's a driving rain right now.
9:17 to play. As Alex Force out of the gun, looks to the sideline, gets the play from head coach Frank Sheptock, has the snap, back to throw, looking over the middle, incomplete. Intended for Damon Beckhorn. Ball sailed high over his head, and a flag down. Another hold against Berwick.
And you know, I'd be tempted to take this if I'm Coughlin. Marshman's leg is kind of strong. He can attempt a field goal from there in any kind of weather. I think I'd take the penalty. I'd push them back and take my chances on a passing play.
Referee Jim Miller saying something to Frank Sheptock.
Surprised they're talking to Berwick about it. They haven't marched it off yet. Probably wants to know who's guilty of the infraction. Holding against Berwick is declined. Would you agree with it, Jim?
Well, let's see. This is where is the ball?
I don't see the kicker coming out. So, play from scrimmage, 4th and 10.
Yeah, certainly at the 18, it's certainly within Marshman's reach under normal conditions.
10-0 lead might be part of the factor and thinking.
Here we go, 4th and 10. Forrest out of the gun, trips to the right. Forrest looking, fires in the end zone to Watts, and he makes the catch for the touchdown. Jared Watts, 18 yards for the score.
Beautiful call. Beautiful call. Coughlin will be rethinking the declination of the penalty. Wonderful pass. He got wonderful protection, did Alex Force. Deep spiral. I thought it was going to be overthrown and the receiver wouldn't be able to catch it in the end zone. But Jared Watts has magic hands and magic feet to tap one in. Get his touchdown.
Extra point attempt coming from Ken Marshman. Alex Force does the snapping. And Evan Klinger ready to hold. Snap, placement, kick is up, and the kick is good. Timeout on the field. 8:56 to play. Berwick 17, Coughlin nothing. You're listening to Bulldogs football on Classic Rock 103.5.
The Mayo Funeral Homes, located at 110 Chestnut Street in Berwick and 77 Main Street in Chickshinny, are proud sponsors of Berwick Bulldog football. The Mayo Funeral Homes, serving all faiths, makes it easier for those you love with pre-arranged funeral counseling, insurance, and pre-financed funerals. Mayo Funeral Homes also offers expert guidance in both traditional and cremation services. Mayo Funeral Homes, perfection in every detail.
When the music stops, that's football.
This is Berwick football coach Frank Sheptalk. You're listening to Bulldogs football on Classic Rock 103.5.
Berwick, Bloomsburg, and Greater Hazelton 103.5.
8 plays, 70-yard scoring drive by Berwick, capped on an 18-yard touchdown pass. Alex Forrest to Jared Watts on a 4th down play from the 18-yard line. Big play along the way, a 30-yard run by Owen Shoemaker. Ken Marshman with the extra point. Berwick now leads 17-0 with 8:56 remaining. Still raining, but not that driving rain that we saw earlier. As a low line drive kick to the far side. Vincent Todd will let it hit the pylon.
Ooh.
And Coughlin will have it at the 20-yard line.
Isn't the pylon in the end zone?
Well, that's what Frank Sheptalk is asking about. The officials are talking about it right at the goal line.
I didn't follow the whole kick. I mean, it may have bounced on the white line and then hit it. But if it's the pylon that's hit, nothing else is out of bounds before that, Berwick's cheering. They feel they got the touchback.
And if it is...
Yep, waving the flag off. The 12th touchback?
It is. For Ken Marshman. 12 touchbacks on the season. 8:56 to go in this one. Berwick now with a margin. 17-0 is their lead as Coughlin has the football at their own 20-yard line.
Rain still coming down steadily.
Slot to the left, slot to the right. Vincent Todd will await the shotgun snap. Keeps the ball himself. Tries to get to the far side. Evan Klinger runs him out of bounds.
Those two have met an awful lot in the course of this game. They threw a late flag, Jim. You know, Evan Klinger has worked that sideline with them. I think he gave him a nice shot, and I think their momentum carried them out to the track. I don't think it warranted a flag. It is football, guys.
Well, that is going to be the call.
Yeah, it's on the far side. I don't think the intent was to rough him up. We've seen these guys help each other up, tap each other on the helmet. They've enjoyed the competition of this game, and Evan Klinger won that one. From the eye of the official, a flag as he gets pushed a little too hard beyond the sideline.
So Coughlin with a first down at their own 35-yard line. As the Crusaders to the line of scrimmage with a slot to the right and a slot to the left. Todd out of the gun with Jake Cole to his right. And here comes McCoy in motion, a high snap. And Todd has to keep the football. He gives it up. Berwick appears to be on at the 35-yard line, and they are.
They are. It's just a question of which number comes up with it from that pile. It is 40. I want to say 42, Eric Montez, Jim, but that font always bothers me.
Montez with the recovery at the 35-yard line, so Berwick has the ball with 8:41 to play and the 17-0 lead.
High snap as he brought it down. Two men collided into the football, and yet the quarterback got it back. Then it's stripped out of his hands. The defense gets to him, and he's not quite ready for knowing what to do with it. Fumbles toward the Berwick players at the line of scrimmage, and Montez beats his own man to the football for the recovery.
And here's that power formation. J.J. Snyder, the fullback, ahead of Joey Lynn in the I formation. Force under center, gives the ball to Lynn. He has stood up, but battles ahead and picks up close to 5 on the play.
An amazing run. He was caught about 1 yard into the run. Looked like they were going to bear hug him down. It looked like it was the big defensive tackle, Alex Goliatis, who had him. But he kept the legs chucking. Goliatis has been a two-way player for this team, and he has to be wearing down. Give 4 yards to Joey Lynn, giving him 31 on the game.
Second down and 6. Berwick at the Coughlin 31-yard line. Joe Norris lines up as the tight end to the left. Eric Montez to the right. Again, the I formation with Force under center. And they give it to Joey Lynn off the left side, and he's running hard, and he has the first down. Joey Lynn's going to seat the 20, the 15, the 10, and dragged down around the 5-yard line by Vincent Todd. Joey Lynn would not be denied.
Oh, he's tough. And as you mentioned, Jim, fatigue setting in on the Coughlin defense. He's just muscling and refusing to go down. An attitude run where he's breaking away from 4, 5, maybe 6 players before he's finally wrestled down like a rodeo steer.
27 yards on the carry. First and goal, Berwick at the 4-yard line. Force gives to Lynn off the left side. Joey Lynn is in for Berwick touchdown. Lynn in from 4 yards out. Berwick has found themselves a new offensive weapon.
Yes, they have. And he was led the entire time by the normal nose guard, J.J. Snyder, who's a physical specimen as well. So a different look, a change of pace, rest the tired legs and come in with fresher ones, and they go hard. Is there a flag at the end of this, Jim? There may have been. He was thrown down in the end zone, and I thought it was unnecessarily rough. Raphael McCoy, I think, in frustration, put him down a little hard.
Well, it's not a personal foul. It's a unsportsmanlike, but same effect. Touchdown goes. And Marshman getting ready for the extra point. Joey Lynn with some strong running.
Rain just about stopped at this point.
There's the snap, placement, kick is up, and the kick is good. Timeout on the field. 7:23 to play. With the score, Berwick 24 and Coughlin nothing. You're listening to Bulldogs football on Classic Rock 103.5.
Anderson Enterprises, located on the corner of 2nd Street and Oak Avenue in Berwick, has been serving Berwick and surrounding communities with heating oil since 1975. Anderson Enterprises provides home heating oil for residential and commercial customers at a low, affordable price. Anderson Enterprises, located on the corner of 2nd and Oak Street in Berwick. Call 570-752-3291. And keep warm this winter with Anderson Enterprises, proud to support the Berwick Bulldogs. And don't forget, they have dry ice as well.
When the music stops, that's football.
This is Berwick football coach Frank Sheptalk. You're listening to Bulldogs football on Classic Rock 103.5.
Berwick, Bloomsburg, and Greater Hazelton 103.5.
Leading by just 3 at the break, Berwick has exploded. They lead 24-0 now with 7:23 still to go in the game, as they have found a new offensive weapon in Joey Lynn. And I'm sure there was nothing in Coughlin's scouting reports that said, let's watch out for the play where they put the nose guard at fullback and they put the linebacker at the tailback spot and go from there.
The guy who had 3 carries for 1 yard coming in. Jim, I will bet you we're going to see the 13th touchback kicked by Ken Marshman on this.
Well, the penalty is put it at the Coughlin 45, so that's a pretty good bet. And it goes out into Cary Avenue, and it will be the 13th touchback of the season for Ken Marshman, his third of this game. And Coughlin will put it in play, 1st and 10 at the 20-yard line. You know, all kidding aside, when the weather gets bad and you need a yard or two in a playoff situation, I'll tell you what, that's not a bad combination.
No.
J.J. Snyder ahead of Joey Lynn.
No, and let's go back a series or so where Owen Shoemaker gave this team a lift. And it's a different look. Evan Klinger usually runs Singleton back. We don't see a full back in front of him, and he plays so much defense and everywhere on the specialties. It's great to have that change of pace.
1st and 10. Crusaders at their own 20-yard line. Vincent Todd is the quarterback. He's under center. He gives the ball to Jake Cole, and Cole is stood up. Maybe a yard on the play. Berwick has played so well defensively against the run all season long. Mike Zoletko is actually in there on the defensive line now for the Bulldogs. One of the people in on that play. They hold Cole to a yard to the 21, 2nd down and 9. Clock running, 7 minutes to go in the game.
Berwick has held Jake Cole 16 carries, 48 yards. Cole averaging 115 yards a game. Still 7 minutes to go, and I think they're going to try to avoid plays where they may have turnovers. Try to keep this score relatively close.
Todd under center, backs in an open set this time, and the fullback, Eric Sovan, gets the call, and he has room inside the 30 to the 32-yard line. Sovan gets his first carry of the night.
3rd of the season, and he gets to move the chain. So a little quick hitter, gets through the initial opening, gets to change for his team.
12 yards on the carry by Eric Sovan, 1st and 10. Coughlin at their 33-yard line. Joey Lynn gets a breather now. He comes out of that Berwick defensive unit. They get Blaine Cleaver, a 9th grader, in there. Here's the 1st down call. Straight ahead. And a gain of a couple. Alex Sharkuski will come in defensively for Berwick. He'll give Evan Klinger a breather. So Berwick with that lead now will get subs in. Here comes Malik McMillan in, replacing Ryan Lawbaugh. Berwick hoping, though, to preserve this shutout with 5:39 to go.
Yeah, they may be substitutes, but Malik McMillan can certainly play with anybody. Blaine Cleaver is a guy I rely on heavily as well.
And Cleaver, a 9th grader, 2nd down and 7. Coughlin from their 38-yard line. Sovan gets the call, and he goes nowhere.
Cleaver, they ran right at him, and he came right at it and met it. One of his men had him low. He hit him in the chest and drove him back.
So 3rd down call coming for the Crusaders. They give Soban the forward progress to the 38, 3rd down and 7.
3rd carry we've seen. He had the previous carry as well. I'm wondering if Jake Cole is just, not up to it physically. Been taking a lot of hits in the course of this game. Not seeing that much of Vincent Todd either in this drive.
3rd down. Todd under center. Play action. Rolls right, wants to throw. Big pass rush. Now he reverses his field. He has some blocking. He's at the 35. He's at the 40. Skip roads down the sideline and may have a 1st down before Malik McMillan can run him out.
He's dangerous. Said it all along. Started with a roll to the right. Receivers did an open. Pressure on him. Reverses his field. Threat of pass keeps people at bay, and then he eventually breaks down the left side, and he does get the chains.
They mark it at the, put it down, official. Stop trying the ball off.
Put it at the 46, Jim. That's where the chain is.
So an 8-yard pickup and a 1st and 10 for the Crusaders. Wide receiver to either side. I formation behind Vincent Todd. Back to throw. Looking long down the far side to Diop. Makes an over-the-shoulder catch. And he's out of bounds at the 24-yard line. Nicely done. Vincent Todd to Salem Diop.
Yes, it was. He got it up there nice and high, and his man had the step, able to catch it, tiptoe the feet, and then take himself out of bounds as Berwick had him defended. But a long pass takes him almost into the red zone at the 24.
30 yards on the reception. 1st and 10, Coughlin trying to put their first points on the board with 4:13 remaining, and Berwick leading by a score of 24-0. Todd under center, I formation behind him. Sovan is the fullback ahead of Jake Cole. Jake Cole gets the call, tries the right side, tripped up as he gets inside the 20, down about the 18.
Alex Charkuski at the cornerback came up quickly, met him right about the line of scrimmage with the trip. But boy, he must have gone on all fours for about 6 yards after that. Shows his athleticism.
They mark at the 17, a gain of 7 for Cole. 2nd down and 3, Coughlin. This drive started at their 20. It's now at the Berwick 17, by far their best drive of the night. 3:30 to go in the game. Slot to the left side. I formation. 2nd down call coming. Todd under center. Gives the ball to Cole off the left side. Jake Cole slams the 15, maybe the 14-yard line. Very close to the first down yardage.
Stretch to change, but still going to be about a yard short. Of course, 3rd and 4th down to get this, so watch for 2 power running plays.
3rd down and a yard for the Crusaders. Mentioned Berwick on the road next week, playing at Charlie Trippey Stadium in Yatesville against Pittston area. Coughlin will be right here taking on the Mohawks of Myers next Friday night. Here's a 3rd and 1. Coughlin at the Berwick 14-yard line. Todd keeps off the right side, has the first down and then some, and he's knocked out of bounds, crossed away about the 5-yard line, maybe the 6.
Malik McMillan playing pass on the rollout look. Eventually does bring him down. Todd got that corner rather easily. He used his speed to sprint down it.
9 yards on the carry. 1st and goal. Coughlin at the Berwick 5-yard line. 2.5 minutes remaining. Bulldogs going to go to 5 and 1. With a convincing second half effort. Coughlin with just a couple seconds on the play clock. Todd gives straight ahead to Sovan, and Sovan is in for the touchdown. Eric Sovan from 5 yards out as Coughlin gets on the board with 2:05 to play.
His first touchdown of the season. Usually the blocking back, but that time in a split set, took the quick hitter, found the seam, got himself on into the end zone to prevent his team from being shut out.
10-play, 80-yard drive by the Crusaders. Sovan with the touchdown. And looks like they'll be going for 2 here. Todd tries to the sideline. Got the play call. Head coach Ciro Sinti.
Only 6 PATs on the year, so decide to go for 2, even though the game is out of reach.
High formation behind Vincent Todd. And flag down on the play.
Surprise, team wasn't even set yet.
Offside call against Berwick.
1.5 makes it a little easier than 3 yards. Vincent Todd sprinting over to Ciro Sinti. See if he wants to change the play call. You'll do your favorite sprint back to the huddle near the goal. Call the play as the clock is moving now with 20 seconds on the 25-second clock.
So here we go, the 2-point conversion try for the Crusaders. High formation, Sovan, the fullback, ahead of Jake Cole the eye. Now Cole goes in motion to the left. Todd fumbles the snap, keeps the football, and will not get in. So let go among the people in on the play for the Bulldogs. So time on the field, 2:05 remaining in the game. Berwick 24 and Coughlin 6. You're listening to Bulldogs football on Classic Rock 103.5.
When you need the services of a professional law firm, you need the law offices of Lutz & Petty at 916 West Front Street in Berwick. Lutz & Petty is your hometown choice for elder law and asset protection, criminal law, estate planning, real estate, and personal injury. The full-service legal team of Lutz & Petty takes this opportunity to wish the Berwick Bulldogs a successful and injury-free season. Call them at 570-218-4888. The law offices of Lutz & Petty, protecting you. Go Dogs!
When the music stops, that's football.
This is Berwick football coach Frank Sheptalk. You're listening to Bulldogs football on Classic Rock 103.5.
Berwick, Bloomsburg, and Greater Hazelton 103.5.
Just 2:05 remaining in this one. Coughlin's on the board finally. They cap a 10-play, 80-yard drive and a 5-yard touchdown run by fullback Eric Stovan. Biggest play along the way, a 30-yard pass completion. Vincent Todd to Salem Diop. Run for the 2-point conversion failed, but Berwick leads it 24-6. Bulldogs anticipating an onside kick.
Saw one early in the game.
Jeff Mondelik. It's a pooch to the far side. Blaine Cleaver will call for a fair catch for Berwick at their 30-yard line.
Justin Robbins, actually, Jim, those numbers are a little further away. He's had a great game. 4 catches, 44 yards for Justin Robbins, leading receiver on the team tonight.
Yeah, the Bulldogs have used some different people on offense. We saw more Wildcat from Damon Beckhorn than we had throughout the season. And, of course, Joey Lynn running for that tailback position. And J.J. Snyder, the fullback. The Bulldogs in this steady rain here at Wilkes-Barre Memorial try to put the cap on this one with 2:05 to go. It is J.J. Snyder back at fullback ahead of Joey Lynn in the I formation. And Berwick will use a timeout to get their personnel aligned. We'll keep it right here. Remind you that the Bulldogs will be on the road at Charlie Trippey Stadium in Yatesville next Friday night to take on the Pittston area Patriots. Patriots under a new head coach, Nick Barbieri, whose father was a very successful coach at Pittston many years ago. They have a 2-3 record on the season, going into their game at Abington Heights tomorrow afternoon. It'll be a 7 o'clock kickoff. Hope you'll join us. Coverage starts, as it does every Friday night, with the Coach Sheptalk show at 6 o'clock. So Bulldogs have the personnel they want in there, and they take over at their own 30-yard line. I formation. Lynn is the tailback. He gets the call. Up the middle, running room. Joey Lynn over the 40 to the 41 for a first down.
Nice burst. Showing himself a good north-south runner. Looking to bubble back. Weaving his way within a tight frame in that chute.
So Lynn's going to end up with some good numbers in this game. Playing just in the second half, 11 more yards there.
You have him with 74 yards on 8 carries.
1:46 remaining in the game. 1st and 10 Berwick at their 41-yard line. Lynn again, up the middle. Lots of running room. Over midfield. Still on his feet to the 45. And Lynn down to the 43-yard line of Coughlin.
Looks like about 14 yards on that. If that is the case, give him 88 yards on the game. Now, Jim, another carry. 1:30 left. And he's the guy who's, they're going into the kneel down now, I think.
Yep, 14 on that carry by Joey Lynn. 1:22 remaining. And Berwick, just a couple of kneel downs away from a victory on the road. Nice bounce back win. Didn't come easily. If you're just joining us, the lead was just 3-0 at halftime. The Bulldogs' defense outstanding throughout. Offense getting it moving in the second half. And the result is their 5th victory of the season against just one loss going into that game at Pittston next Friday night. Good effort by the Bulldogs. They're using all that play clock. They look up, watch it wind down, get a beautiful evening for most of the evening here. It's been raining much of this second half. Steady rain right now, driving rain earlier. One more kneel down for Alex Force, and that will do it. Teams will meet at the center of the field. The final score, Berwick 24, Coughlin 6. We'll be back with the scoring, stats, and also the scores with Ben Willis. You're listening to Bulldogs football and Classic Rock 103.5.
Safelite Repair, Safelite Replace.
Ryan, technician with Safelite Auto Glass.
So you think all auto glass companies are the same? Well, they're not. With Safelite, you get more. Every windshield we replace is backed by a national lifetime guarantee, keeping you covered wherever you are. Plus, Safelite has more glass in stock than anyone, so we can get to you faster.
Just tell your insurance company you want Safelite, or call us at 1-800-800-2727, or go to safelite.com.
Hogs Hollow Saloon is the place to get the area's most popular barbecue. All house smoked daily. Smoked pulled pork, ribs, beef brisket, jumbo wings, chicken, and more. Hogs Hollow Saloon is bringing entertainment back to the area 3 nights a week. National tribute bands, local bands, and Wednesday night open mics. Inside dining, outdoor dining on the deck, entertainment inside and out. Be sure to grab the area's original Orange Crush. Hogs Hollow Saloon, Route 93 between Berwick and Orangeville. Check them out on Facebook.
The Classic Rock Channel, 103.5.
Choose with confidence. The Medicine Shop.
At the Medicine Shop Pharmacy, located at the corner of 9th and Pine Streets in Berwick, caring goes beyond the prescriptions. Discover the one-on-one customer service and dedication that makes caring part of the culture at the Medicine Shop in Berwick. Stock up on everything you need to keep you and your family healthy all year long. The Medicine Shop Pharmacy, located on the corner of 9th and Pine Streets in Berwick, where caring goes beyond the prescriptions.
Quality care for your dental health at Berwick Dental Arts, 105 West 9th Street in Berwick. State-of-the-art equipment comes together with a tradition of 45 years of personalized care. From the youngest to the oldest patient, let Berwick Dental Arts doctors and staff take care of every aspect of your dental needs. They'll process all types of insurances. Make your appointment today. Call Berwick Dental Arts friendly staff at 752-4542. Berwick Dental Arts, making smiles beautiful.
Berwick Bulldog football.
Taking a look at the high school football scoreboard this evening. Final so far: Bloomsburg over Hughesville 13-0. Central Columbia over Warrior Run 48-7. Southern Columbia over Milton tonight 75-28. In the fourth quarter, Danville leads Mount Carmel 13-9. Williamsport trails Scranton 28-17 in the fourth. Selinsgrove leads Jersey Shore 25-6. Wyoming area leads Hanover 48-14 in the fourth. Lake Levin leads Tunkhannock 49-31. And Wallenpaupack leads Wyoming Valley West 28-21 in the fourth quarter. I'm Ben Willis for Classic Rock 103.5.
Berwick, Bloomsburg, and Greater Hazelton, 103.5.
Bulldogs of Berwick come up big in the second half at Wilkes-Barre Memorial to pull away from Coughlin 24-6. The only scoring in the first half, a 29-yard field goal by Ken Marshman, capping a 9-play drive for Berwick on their second possession. Bulldogs had some other opportunities. Tegan Wilk with his 5th interception of the season. He leads the Wyoming Valley Conference, setting the Bulldogs up at the Coughlin 28-yard line. They got as close as the 12, but then Jake Cole with an outstanding one-handed interception for Coughlin in the end zone, stopping the Berwick threat. So just a 3-0 Berwick lead through the first half. But on Coughlin's first possession of the third quarter, Cole fumbles. Damon Beckhorn recovers for the Bulldogs at the 24. Then Beckhorn, operating out of the Wildcat, leads his team to the 9, where he takes it in for the touchdown. Ken Marshman with the extra point. 10-0 Berwick, 10:16 to go in the third quarter. Berwick had another great opportunity in that third quarter. They drove from midfield to the 4-yard line after a long pass completion from Alex Force to Justin Robbins. But on 1st and goal, there was a bad snap over the head of Damon Beckhorn, recovered by Matt Salafi of Coughlin. So it remained 10-0 Berwick after 3 quarters of play. Early in the 4th, Berwick, 8-play, 70-yard drive, capped on an 18-yard touchdown pass, Alex Force to Jared Watts. Big play along the way, a 30-yard run by Owen Shoemaker. Marshman with the extra point, 17-0 Berwick, 8:56 to go. Later in the 4th, Eric Montez with a fumble recovery at the Coughlin 33-yard line. And then Berwick going with Joey Lynn at tailback and J.J. Snyder at fullback ahead of him. Power runs, 3 by Joey Lynn, 1 of 27 yards, the last of 4 yards into the end zone for the score. Marshman with the extra point. That came with 7:23 to go. Berwick extended their lead to 24-0. Coughlin avoided the shutout with a 10-play, 60-yard drive, capped on a 5-yard touchdown run by fullback Eric Sovan. Biggest play of the drive, a 30-yard pass completion from Vincent Todd to Salem Diop. The run for the 2-point conversion failed. That was all the scoring. Berwick wins it, the final 24-6. Stats in tonight's game, Andy Lickney.
Berwick doubles Coughlin in total offense, 301 yards to 147. Berwick's defense can be very, very proud of this effort. They were going against a tough offense, a great running game. They held that running game to 72 yards. On the season, they've been giving up 62.4 yards a game, so that conference leading statistic will bump up to about 64 or 65 yards, but 72 yards of rushing against this Coughlin team on 35 carries. Very, very impressive. Coughlin passing was 3 of 8. Berwick made 2 interceptions. Total of 75 yards, and some of those passes were longer passes. Salem Diop got a 30-yarder, the only pass completion for Coughlin here in this second half. Vincent Todd had the 2 first-half completions, a 37-yarder and an 8-yarder. So in all, 3 completes in 8 attempts for the team. 2 interceptions thrown by the quarterback, 75 yards in the air. Looking at the runners, Jake Cole, very physical runner, very physical linebacker, 18 carries for a total of 57 yards, averaging about double that in the course of a normal game. Berwick really keeps him in check. Vincent Todd, the speedster, we saw him play an awful lot of the game out of the Wildcat and then his quarterback under center. And they stopped him in the backfield for the most part. 7 carries for Vincent Todd, just 9 yards for the talented runner. Eric Sovan, the fullback, had 21 yards on 4 carries here in the final minutes. He was rewarded with a touchdown run. Iowa doesn't touch the ball all that much, gets the touchdown and 21 yards of rushing. Raphael McCoy had 1 carry for 1 yard. The team loses 1. And Garrett Wardle, the quarterback who started the game, sacked twice, minus 15 yards for him on 4 carries. 88 positive yards, minus 16 in the rushing game, a net of 72. 75 in the passing game. Total offense of 147. Berwick was giving up 159 a game in leading the Wyoming Valley Conference. So that part of overall total defense will come down in yardage, even though the rushing will bump up a yard or 2. Let's take a look at Berwick. 197 on the ground, 103 in the air, 301 total yards. Alex Force, I believe, did all the passing. Damon Beckhorn was in a little bit. Don't know if he threw one, so check the newspapers. 11 of 17 through the air for Berwick. 1 interception thrown, 103 yards. Beckhorn caught 2 passes for 8. Jared Watts had 2 passes, including an 18-yard touchdown reception, 2 for 27 for him. Justin Robbins hit 4 times, 2 in the first half, 2 in the second half. 4 catches for 44 yards for Justin Robbins, a career best. Evan Klinger caught on a screen pass, lost 5 yards on his catch. Tegan Wilkes, 2 catches for a total of 29. I have Berwick as 11 of 17 with the 1 interception and 103 yards in the air. Looking at the running game, who is the leading rusher? Is it Evan Klinger? He was 12 of 41 at halftime. And I suppose with his defensive duties and other offensive strategies, that was it. No more carries. 12 for 41. Owen Shoemaker had 5 carries, all in the second half. He finishes with 51 yards. But the leading rusher, Joey Lynn. Tough one to put money on. Who'd have thought? 9 carries, 88 yards for Joey Lynn, who stars as a linebacker, getting a chance to carry the ball behind J.J. Snyder. And they were a difference in the fourth quarter. 9 for 88 yards. David Beckworth, 6 of 26. 2 to the team, minus 11 yards. J.J. Snyder, a 3-yard carry. That's it. 198 on the ground, 103 in the air, 301. Jim, if we're still on the air with all this noise,
we got an electric
I don't
surge.
know what happened. Something happened, and sign it off, buddy, if we're still on.
Well, if you can hear me, this is the story. Berwick's now 5-1. They're at Pittston next Friday night. Coughlin falls to 3-4. They'll play Myers right here. And that final score is Berwick 24 and Coughlin 6. For Andy Linkney, on our producer Raven Klein, this is Jim Doyle reminding you heard it live on Classic Rock 103.5.
You've been listening to Berwick Bulldogs football on Classic Rock 103.5. Brought to you by First Columbia Bank and Trust, with you every step of the way. Hogs Hollow Saloon, Route 93 in Berwick. See you after the game. Berwick Dental Arts, quality care for your dental health. Dalo's Bakery, Frias Avenue in Berwick. The Medicine Shop, East 9th Street in Berwick. Neighbor Fence Company, residential and commercial fencing. Anderson Ice Company, keeping you cool all year long. Home Away from Home Boarding Kennels, a dream getaway for your dog. Harry's Sporting Goods, hashtag you need new sneaks. Red's Roofing, the roofing ninjas of Berwick, for all your home improvements. Metrocast Cablevision, cutting-edge entertainment for the whole family to enjoy. Safe Light Auto Glass, Safe Light Repair, Safe Light Replace. Mayo Funeral Home of Berwick and Shikshini. The law offices of Lutz and Petty, protecting you. Welsh's Towing and Repair, towing, recovery, and lockout services. ND Accounting and Consulting, your hometown CPA firm. Riverview Block Inc. of Berwick. And by Yannick Real Estate, commercial and residential. Now, let's get back to the music on Classic Rock 103.5.